Yeah, peace, peace, peace. I had to restart this one for those of y'all who joined me. Let me see something. Um, I don't even know. Let me see something real quick. Okay, I can't even see that chat, the chat room and shit. All right. Damn, that was weird. Let me see something. For those of y'all with me, I had some technical difficulties. I don't know if it was on my doing or some powers that be, greater forces. I really don't know, but yeah, I looked at my live stream and said I was off air, so I didn't even know I was off air all that time. Because when I'm looking at, most of the time I be having my I be looking at the Google Hangout screen. I don't be looking at the chat. I be switching back and forth, going from back and forth looking at the chat. So sorry about that, y'all. Hopefully we won't have no more problems like that. Um, well, let me see something real quick while we at it. Just bear with me, y'all. You back with me, AP?
Yeah, I'm back, brother.
All right, all right, yeah. Sorry about that, peoples, man. We had little technical difficulties, man. Like I said, it might have been, I might have made a mistake, or it might have been something else. So sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, all right. So we was talking. All right. All right. So we was talking about what were we just talking about? We was talking about the
We was,
undrip and the A drip.
oh, yeah,
And you
that was afterwards though. After we got cut off.
okay?
But we
No,
was
I
talking
mean,
about the
but
Africans. We was talking about the Africans on the, that they brought over here supposedly how many, and then compared, you know, to them after the emancipation. So what I'm saying. We was talking
okay,
about
yeah, 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 yeah. Pretty much, that's what we was talking about. Yeah, y'all, sorry about that. Y'all must have been talking for like another 5 minutes, yo. I didn't even realize I was off until I looked at it and I seen it was off air. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, but we back, y'all. And we gonna continue the show or whatever. Yeah, definitely. So if you look at it like this, when they was snatching, they was only snatching a few people off. They didn't really invade Africa to the 1900s, man. And shout out to the brother Medicine Man for sending me some literature on that. But they didn't invade well, like towards the end of the 1800s, and I guess they succeeded in the 1900s because this is what you see now. But they ain't going to succeed that long in Africa because the way that they doing shit in South Africa, all that shit going to do is trickle down to the other countries that's in Africa. So definitely, man. Shout out to the brother Medicine, man. I haven't been able to check his videos out though, but the brother always got wonderful content, and he always, you know what I'm saying, I definitely love his videos, man. But yeah,
yeah,
we was
absolutely. Shout out
discussing.
to Medicine Man. He fired up. But yeah, though, I want to ask a question. A1, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What it was the relationship between the Aborigines and the Ku Klux Klan?
You said, what is the relationship?
Yeah, what was the relationship between the
Well,
American
you hear a
Indians?
couple of different stories between the first of all, the Klan. See, all right, that's a real deep topic, right?
It really
Because
is.
when you go into it, Albert Pike, Albert Pike was a lawyer. When you look up Albert Pike, you find out Albert Pike was a lawyer or whatever. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was a constitutional lawyer, right? And he was the one who they said created the Freemasons and the KKK. And then some people don't credit him to making the Freemasons. They credit that to, what is the guy name? I can't think of his name right now, right off the tip of my head, but you guys know, nonetheless. But also, Albert Pike is the one that originated, I believe, the KKK. He's the one, the KKK, right? And he was a lawyer for our civilized tribes. If you look at it, like he was doing some type of constitutional fight for them. If you really look at it, but not for us, but it's for the $5 fake Indians. or whatever. So I don't. It wasn't no relationship. The only relationship it was when you was living on your land. They'd come in your house 2 o'clock in the morning, burning a damn cross. And you know what I'm saying? After they do that shit 3 or 4 nights in a row, you got your children. It's only you, your wife, your children, and it's like 100 of them. Like, all right, boy, leave or whatever, or else. Like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Even if you got a
And
gun. Well,
I mean, I heard a lot of different stories down south, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm actually
Bill.
in a state where the Ku Klux Klan was originally created at.
Okay.
So in one of the towns where I'm at, right, there was a big fight, right, for a couple hundred years between the indigenous tribes here and some of the Europeans that was setting up, right, and stealing resources. What I figured out doing some research is that they beef so much that the former towns and the Europeans that was coming in formed a Ku Klux Klan, right, against certain little native Indian tribes down here. I mean, they pretty much fought it out until we got tired or got pushed out, or what I'm saying. That's how it goes. So, what I'm saying. They got a flag down here, right? That these rednecks fly around here. They got a rebel flag, right? Everybody seen the rebel flag, right? But they got another flag, which is the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. They got a snake on it, and some of the old Indian people had their own flags made down here, right? With an eagle eating the snake, right? And the "Don't Tread on Me" flag got a snake on it. So it's just it's showing their dominance that prevailed over a lot of these clans. You know what I'm saying? Because the town I stay in is Knox County, right? Or it's Knox City, right? It's the city of Knoxville. But the county is the Union County. It's called the Union County. And it wasn't always called the Union County. It was called Watauga Village, right? It was called Watauga Village. That was just changed like a
You
couple
said,
years
hold
ago.
up, where you at? You got a county called Union. I got it now. Now that you say, I got a county called Union County in Jersey as well.
And that's where they set up they primary spots after defeating some of the tribes. You know what I'm saying? To show that the white unions was in place. You know what I'm saying? That ran out the indigenous tribes. So a lot of these states got the place they call the Union counties or Union County or whatever. But that's where a lot of the battles took place initially. You know what I'm saying? So then branching out.
Hmm.
So
Yo, that's wonderful. That's wonderful info right there. That's definitely something to expound now. But even though, remember, they tell you towards after the Emancipation Proclamation, they tell you that Reconstruction actually benefited blacks more than it benefited anybody else, right? So remember, Reconstruction, you had blacks that was, you know what I'm saying, owning stuff, building stuff, had all this land, and they was able to succeed because they knew the land and they was already working, so they already knew how to do certain things over a lot of Europeans that was just coming here. So when they came here, they was looking, it was jealousy involved like always or whatever. But nonetheless, though, like you said, they was forming these militia groups. And even you see it when you look at the Revolutionary War. That's why I tell y'all people, man, don't let these niggas tell you to focus on, listen, you got to focus on your own people because the way we killing each other now, we've been doing that. We have always been beefing and warring with each other, man. Van Spooky said it. Other explorers and conquistadors said it, you know what I'm saying, and we see it now. It's not just the fact that of the chemicals and some of the what I'm saying, like okay, where I'm at, they say that it's we lack selenium. Selenium is a major mineral. You need that. But if it's not present in the ground and you're not getting it through your diet, then what is that telling you? Also with the water, the fluoride, all of the stuff that's in the water, man. The fluoride is the main one because that's the one that don't come out when a Brita ain't getting the fluoride out. Or any of these other filters is not getting it. If you don't have a filter, water emulsifier, or a filter that takes fluoride out, then you're still getting the fluoride even in the tap water. A friend of mine, he got the alkaline machine hooked up to his water, and he be oxidating his water and all this stuff. And the water do taste different though. Um, I mean, I don't go through all that. I got my own method of how I alkaline my water. But nonetheless, though, but yeah, man, it's a lot of different things in which we think, but we have always been like that. And like I said, that'll take me into the next thing. That's the same thing that even if you try to create peace with a lot of these niggas still want to come at you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could create peace. Like I said, man, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. And this is the last time I'm gonna touch on any of this shit, right? I don't got no problem with none of these niggas inside this community, right? Like I said, I don't I don't have no type of system to where I'm going around here asking anybody for anything or whatever. And which is each his own if a person is doing that, right? But understand this, man. Understand this, man. It's a lot of people with this slander and saying now everybody is such a scholar and they know everything. They want to break your stuff down and go back. And I'm just tired, man. Like I'm starting to think niggas is agents, man. You know, like I said, I don't got no. I don't cause no problem. Shout out to everybody in the community. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I even see videos of other niggas getting posted or whatever. I gotta do some further research on that before I even speak on it. But I see a lot of stuff. But like I said, man, I don't have no issues with anybody who out here pushing the information, man. And you cannot equate me to anyone who's doing something just because of a freaking interview with somebody. So like I said, man, you gotta watch a lot of people, man, because if people still keep coming at the people with diversity or whatever and trying to create separatism and trying to, compare content and compare subscribers, and you gotta be careful with people who do that, man. Because I ain't trying to do that. I'm just here, like I said, if I have 500 subscribers and 500 people watch my videos, I only get 500 views, I will be good with that. You understand what I'm saying? I will never look at nobody else's video and say, damn, he get more views than I get. I don't care about none of that. I really don't. It's just the information and what's moving through me and what I'm compelled to let the people know. You understand? That's pretty much what it is, man. I ain't out here trying to compete with nobody. I ain't out here, slandering nobody. I ain't out here swindling nobody. I ain't out here doing none of these things. All I'm out here doing, making videos, letting you know that you was on this land and filling you in with some other historical information that take place. All right. So with that being said, let me get into the next segment, man. I'm kind of like right now. I'm kind of hot on a couple certain things, but let me see something. Let me see. All right, hold up. Let me see the chat room. Hey, in the chat room, if y'all can hear me, press 1. Please. I really appreciate it. So we can move forward with this. Here in chat room. Oh, there you go. All right, bet. Thank you, my people. Thank you. Shout out to everybody came back through. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, man, like I said, man, with the whatever confuse, I really ain't even paying attention, and I'm just gonna keep moving forward, keep teaching the information, and that's it. I ain't paying attention to none of these guys who like still try to come and I'm not paying attention to. I'm gonna keep it moving. All right. So with that being said, let me get into this. All right. So what I'm about to read to you is this is the 110th Congress first session. This is a House Joint Resolution. All right. So this is apologizing for the enslavement and racial segregation of African Americans. All right. So this was established February 27, 2007. All right. So it reads, resolution apologizing for the enslavement and racial segregation of African Americans, where millions of Africans and their descendants were enslaved in the United States and the 13 colonies from 1619 through 1865. All right. Now we know that's a lot. All right. But let me continue. So say whereas slavery in America resembled no other form of involuntary servitude known in history, as Africans were captured and sold at at auctions like objects and animals. All right. It say whereas Africans forced into slavery was brutalized, humiliated, dehumanized, subjugated, and being stripped of their name and their heritage. It say enslaved families was torn apart after having been sold from one another. It say the system of slavery and racism against, let's say, a person of African descent upon which it depended became entrenched in the nations and social fabric. It say slavery was not officially abolished until the passage of the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution in 1865. See, after the end of the Civil War, which was fought over the slavery issue. All right. Now remember, I mean, I'm gonna touch on some of this stuff. All right. So, all right. It's after the Emancipation Proclamation, 246 years. Now they say 246 years of slavery. All right. So I believe that's from 1619 to 1865. It's African Americans soon saw the fleeting politics, social, economic gains they made during the Reconstruction, like we just talked. It's revise. It's racism, lynchings, disenfranchisement, black holes, racial segregation, laws that impose a rigid system of official sanctions, racial segregation in virtual all areas of life. The system of de jure racism, de jure, you know that's law, de jure racial segregation known as Jim Crow, which arose in certain parts of the nation following the Civil War to create separate and unequal societies for whites and African Americans. It was direct result of the racism against persons of African descent, and engineered by slavery. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, it say the system of Jim Crow laws officially existed into the 1960s, after a century after the official end of slavery, until the Congress took action to end it. It say, but no, I'm sorry. It say, but Jim Crow continue to this day. They telling you that they itself. This is a resolution they telling you. They saying Jim Crow continues to this day. And that was in 2007. It say African Americans continue to suffer from the consequence of slavery, Jim Crow, long after both systems were formed and abolished. It say through enormous damage and loss. It say both tangible and intangible, including the loss of human dignity and liberty. It say frustrations of career and professional lives, and long-term loss of income and opportunity. It say the story of enslavement, the joy segregation of enslaved Africans, and dehumanizing dehumanizing committed against them should not be purged from, or minimized in telling the American story. On July 8th, 2003, during a trip to Goree Island. Now, this is the bullshit, y'all. All right. It's a trip to Goree Island. It's Senegal. It's a former slave port. George W. Bush. Now, listen to this shit. Acknowledge slavery, continuing legacy. Now, remember, I think Bush is the one who made the that slave museum, where he had something to do with making that slave museum. But check it out. Check it out. I'm about to finish. Let me finish this up. We're gonna touch on this shit, right? It's in American life, and the need to confront that legacy. When he started that slavery was one of the greatest crimes, of the history. The racial bigot fed by slavery did not end with slavery or segregation. And many of the issues that still trouble America has root in a bitter experience of other times. But however, long the journey. Our destiny is set, liberty and justice for all. Now this is, let's check this out. Look, here go another scumbag. Bill Clinton also acknowledged the deep-seated problem caused by continuing legacy of racism against African Americans that began with slavery and initiated a nation dialogue about race. A genuine apology is upon and necessary first step. The first step in the progress of racial reconciliation. It's an apology for centuries of brutalizing, dehumanizing, and injustice cannot erase the past, but confess of the wrong committed can spread racial healing and reconciliation, and help Americans confront the ghosts of their past. Hold up, I think it's some more. All right, here's a little bit more. Let me finish up. The legislation of the Commonwealth of Virginia has recently taken the lead in adopting a resolution officially expressing appropriation remorse for slavery and other state legislation. Sorry about that. It's saying, and considering similar resolutions, and whereas it is important for this country, which legally recognized slavery through its constitution and its law, to make a formal apology for slavery and for the successors of Jim Crow, so that it can move forward and seek reconciliation, justice, and harmony for all of the citizens. Now, they say, therefore, it be, let me see, they say it be resolved at the House of Representatives. It's see 2. They got from 1 to 10. From 1 to 13 right here. All right, so I guess these are like the votes that were taken on. They say the House Joint Resolution resolved. If they 2, acknowledge fundamental injustice. 3, cruelty, um, I'm sorry, my bad, y'all. I'm thinking I got my mind on something else tonight, but let me get through with this. All right, slavery and Jim Crow. Sorry about that. Apologize to African Americans on behalf of the people of the United States for the wrong committed against them and their ancestors who suffered under slavery and Jim Crow, and express it. And express it, let's say, in consequences of the misdeeds committed against African Americans under slavery and Jim Crow, and to stop the human rights violation in the future. All right, so now this was made in 2007. All right, and you got George W. Bush, and they got Bill Clinton. All right, so AP, what you think about that?
Man, that's crazy. I mean,
Now we're gonna break it down. We're gonna go right back through it. All right. Now, first of all, we know. See, if you don't know that, out of every 10 slaves, 9 of them was so-called aborigines, then you need to go back and check some of the videos out. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, none of these niggas is talking about that shit. This is real research. This is real shit that people had to really sit down and do some research on. Not watch videos of people who already then did things and regurgitated, but really sit down and figure some stuff out on your own. You understand what I'm saying? So, they tell you first, it said millions of African descendants were enslaved, it's in the 13 American colonies, all right, from 1619 through 1865. All right, so we know that the first slaves, or the first people who were so-called brought here, that was captured on a vessel, actually came from the island of Espanol, and they adhered to Spanish function. They spoke Spanish, or a form of Latin, and they was brought here to Virginia. Now, I'm actually thinking that this is basically the story where you get Antonio, who became Antoine. Well, I think what was Antonio Johnson? Or Antonio Johnson. This is where you get Antonio from. I believe Antonio, the first so-called slave owner, like they tell you, I believe he was one of the people who came in that shipwreck in 1619. But when you read through Virginia, right, you see that they was warring in 1619. You see that the Powhatans were warring with the English, and that war lasted almost 15 years, or almost, it lasted like 5 years, and then it stopped, and then they started warring again. So how was they able to bring slaves here? Now, they was only able to negotiate with the so-called people with the so-called tribes that they was already working with. Because remember, when you see these images of these Aborigines, and you see them with the pipes in the mouth, and they got the feather crown on, and they standing over smaller. You see children out there working in these tobacco fields because they're smaller than adults, obviously. So you know that they was actually the Aborigines was lending their people to help them, and who would be better for the people who knew how to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So when you see all that, understand this too, right? Now you hear even from the so-called experts, they tell you that they ain't start bringing Africans here to, like, some people say that the mid 1700s, some people say that the 1800s. So the whole time when slavery was going on, where was these people come? If they wasn't bringing Africans here until the 1700s, then that means that Columbus didn't bring no Africans here, and that means that the Portuguese and that means the French didn't bring no Africans here, because this is from their own records. They're telling you that themselves. So that means when I read and when I read what Columbus said that he can enslave these people and get them to do whatever he wanted. That's one clue we got. Plus we got the book called Negroes, no, slaves in Seville, or Negroes de Terror. We know that this pops up in Spain. He took 1,500 people over there with him, and they pop up as Negroes in Spain. That's number two. Number three, we got the Saint Mary of the Goodwin, which is the painting that show with the Mother Mary, according to them. I guess you got King Ferdinand, Queen Elizabeth, and you have Columbus in it. Then you got the Aborigines in the top, and they got afros. They got straight afros. So, like I said, man, you have to really understand this and overstand this, because history is being lied to us. So, what do you know? What do you got to say about that part right there? Before I move on.
I mean, you pretty much hit the nail on the head right there. I mean, shit, they can't deny that it was us here, and I don't
That's
even
right.
think they really start bringing them to like the middle of the 1800s. You know, it's different definitions on. You know, I mean, even if we use the Jamestown story, I mean, it was switched 3 different times. It said 20-eyed Negroes, right? Which is up in grabs for what that really meant in translation to 20-eyed Negroes. Then later on, to in like 1997, changed to 20-eyed Africans. So you know what I mean.
Hmm.
So it's even iffy right there.
Because they know that they can't see. What happens is this: that word Negro. If anybody's smart, they're gonna say, "Hold up, man, hold up. We speak English here. Why do English call us Negroes? When you look and you see that they had their own my bad, y'all. Like I said, my mind on something else tonight. But they had their own commands for what they consider us to be. And that's why they was calling you blackamoors. When you see all this right and you see all this stuff, they was calling you blackamoors here.
That's what
Now,
the
like I
British
said,
was calling us. Yep,
that's right.
and the
That's
Spain
right.
and the Spanish and the Portuguese was calling us Negro.
But
See what
but
I'm
you know
saying?
why you know why though?
They
You
speak
know why they
Spanish.
was calling
That's
you
a
Negro?
Spanish word.
No, but check this out though. The Spanish know about the Moors, but Negro is a denotation of being a slave. They denotated you. That's what the word Negro means. The net word. That's why if you hear, if like I was watching this, you hear this African guy in the 1950s. He was like, I don't like that word Negro. He said that word Negro, it's like a controlling word, or it's a word that makes you like a slave or something. And then I started thinking about it. I said, yeah, it did, because even when you look at the stories of the so-called Moors in Spain, or the so-called European Moors, whatever you want to call them, or the brothers over there in Europe that practice Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, or whatever you want to call it, whatever. All right. So when you understand this, they, after the War of Grenada or whatever, when Tariq, the last stand, whatever, in 1491 or whatever, right?
Yep, yep.
When they, I'm sorry, should I get?
I was just agreeing to what you said, bro. Yeah, you're right.
All right, they had two options. Okay, remember they had two options. One option was to join them and become Christians. The other option was to leave, or the other option was to be put into slavery, or to be captured and to be slavery. This is where you get a lot of these gladiator stories from too. You get a lot of gladiator stories from them making them fight against each other. You understand what I'm saying? So, all right. So when you hear about like Columbus and them, he brought over some people or Moriscos, or what people who converted into Christianity. See, you went from so-called over there of them calling you a Moor to Morisco, and then them calling you a Negro. Now that word Negro was only reserved for the Portuguese and the Spanish. Okay, and I believe the French too. All right, because they all spoke a form of Latin. All right, so and they all was part of the doomed devices. The doomed devices only included them three Catholic states. It wasn't the Anglo-Saxon, because they was warring with one another. And then even at that time, they still had black kings and queens over there. So even at the time in the 1700s, they still had black queens and kings. So what they did to us, or what they did to the so-called blacks, the black Europeans that was in Europe or whatever, what they did to them was they later put them in slavery after all this movement started going on and everything started going on. And I really haven't really done a lot of research of the blacks that's in Europe. But when I see the people over there, I already know. After the research and all this research I've done, I already know. With the exception that there are some Africans that migrated there, but with the exception that when you see these people, these black these black people over there in London and England and Britain, whatever, you can tell that they came from, or even the Jamaicans. You got Jamaicans over there that you can look at they still look like they from over here. But yeah, like I said, man, it's a lot even with that. But all right, let me get back to this, man, because I'll be all over the place sometimes. Y'all know how I do, y'all. But all right, so now they telling you that that it said that Africans was forced into slavery. What happened to the Indians? What happened to the millions of Indians that went through this? See, if you don't know better, you will automatically think that every slave that was here was an African. And they won't help you. They won't help you because they will keep putting that word in front of you to the point the way you won't even understand it. You understand what I'm saying? And it tells you, it say that the system of slavery, racism against the African dependent and entrenched upon a nation's social fabric. So it's saying the social fabric system is entrenched with racism or whatever. And like I told you, that leads when other people come here, guess what they practice? Racism. Okay, they practice the same freaking thing. Okay, and that's why you always, even with a lot of these other races that come here, they will tell you quick, like, yo, they ain't here to help you. They not here to get involved with none of your shit. They're here to make their family better. So I understand that. And like I said, they will sit here and embrace your culture and and sell you cigarettes and sell you drugs and everything. But at the end of the day, they are not here for you. They are here for their own economical gain. Okay, so if you niggas don't understand that, or you Negroes don't understand that, or you Aborigines or you Tonsians, if you don't understand that, then you are lost. You might work next to a couple of cool people, but at the end of the day, it came down to you and him. Guess what? Guess who it's going to be? Guess who it's going to be? It's going to be the same situation as in the 1900s when they was lynching you. When you see all these immigrants standing over black bodies that just got here, but joined the system of racism and continue to live in that system of racism because it benefited them and it helped them get through whatever they went through. So now, all right, so boom. So now we get to this part right here. All right, so I say, whereas slavery was not officially abolished until the passage of the 13th Amendment. All right, say Constitution after the Civil War. Now, we know that really, when you read the forgotten cause of the Civil War, you see one of the reasons in which the fucking Cherokee, and it's so funny, right? Most of the people I did my research on when I'm doing my documentary are fucking Cherokee, man. How is that possible? You understand what I'm saying? Now, understand this, right? understand this too, right? When people look at it, people hate the Cherokees. Most of the other tribes, they don't like the Cherokees, man. And it's not us, it's them. It's the people who there now, who's acting like who put in the position of you or whatever and acting like they are you. These crackers, man. Listen, and I'm saying cracker tonight. I'm sorry, y'all, but it is what it is, because it's like, yo, how do a European come over here and get in their chief and no one is asking, like, you ain't no fucking Indian, you fucking fraud. You look so foolish. Even how could you be an Indian when you the fucking invader? How could you be an Indian when you the invader? And then you over there dictating where the money goes and where. Like I said, man, I ain't really want to get into all that though, but I'm gonna keep it moving. All right. So it say emancipation. It say from 200. It say 246 years of slavery. It say African Americans soon saw fleeting politics, social and economical gains. All right, but before we get to that right there, it say 240 years. So they saying from 1619 to 1865 is 240 years. Now we got two 1619 stories. We got Squanto, who's took from over here from Massachusetts, and he was took to I guess England or somewhere over there, and he was brought back in 1619. That's the first story. Then the other story we get from the Spanish vessel that was trapped, that the English took the Spanish vessel. But remember what I told y'all. Now that's in 1619. Remember, John Hawkins and Sir Francis Drake. When you go back and study Sir Walter Raleigh, if you go back and read any research with Sir Walter Raleigh was the European who allowed the first Europeans to come over here and set up a colony. Okay, now understand this. Now this is when you get the lost colony. And you get a lot of this other information that comes as a result of Sir Walter Raleigh, right? But also what Sir Walter Raleigh did, his cousins, Sir Francis Drake and John Hawkins, okay? They was like ship robbers. They was infamous ship robbers. And they was robbing off of the coast. And this is the reason why you start getting a lot of these stories of even the Aborigines was becoming pirates or buccaneers. When you hear the word buccaneers, they talking about Aborigines or whatever, that basically turned into pirates that was robbing the ships that was coming upon shore or whatever. But they was also in the waters too. Now, understand this: John Hawkins and Sir Francis Drake was robbing Spanish vessels for gold. Okay, what did they find on the Spanish vessels? Negroes. Okay, this is the only reason why the English call us Negroes. This is it. This is it. And then what they did was they started, after a while, saying, well, damn, all these motherfuckers is the same. He's saying that these people, you went from Blackamoor to Negro. You went from Blackamoor to black, and they started using the word synonymous with Negro and black. But remember, you never told the invaders or the people came here that you was a Blackamoor. These are the terms that they was calling you. All right, so let me just always put that out there, because you know how y'all people are. You be sitting there telling me, oh, he telling you, still see some people still say that shit in the comment, but I digress, man. I mean, I digress from that. So the 246 years is a fraud. They tell you that, but understand this too. Now, when they tell you the Reconstruction, we get right here, say during Reconstruction, it say the racism, lynching, and disenfranchisement. It say black code, the racial segregation. Now remember, all of that happened like what we was just talking about. AP, you still with me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, so now this is where you come in right here. Now, when we just was talking about the Ku Klux Klan, now I said, all right, so it say after 200 such and such, we went there. All right, it say, all right, let me start it all over. It say after emancipation from 246 years of slavery, the African Americans soon saw the fleet of political, social, and economic gains. Say they made during the Reconstruction. All right, so it say now that's when they go and say racism, lynchings, disenfranchisement, black code, and racial segregation laws that impose a rigid system of official sanctioned racial segregation in virtually all areas of life. All right, so now check this out real quick before we even go further, right? Now, if they telling you racial segregation and all this stuff in all areas of life, they still telling you that Jim Crow and all this stuff, even though that they claim on paper that these laws was abolished, but the laws still continue to this day. Right. So now understand this, right? If they know that, right? Why do all these immigrants got jobs? Now I know disrespect to anybody who might have migrated here as a result of any hardship from your country or anything. But what I'm saying is I have to speak for my people first. You know what I'm saying? But understand this. If that's the case, why when I go places I see people who barely speak English with jobs? But I still see that black boys in Chicago can't find work to save their lives or whatever. And that's all over. That's all around the country. It ain't just Chicago. It's everywhere. You understand? But I mean, like I said, I'm starting to see a lot of kids work now because I guess it's not going to be an excuse. But remember what it said in that in the UNDRIP. The UNDRIP said you have a right to employment opportunities. It was basically saying you have a right over anything, over any other group of people.
without prejudice.
Also without prejudice. That's right. So if you look at it, if your people fought in the 1960s, right? Your people fought in the 1960s for civil rights, for equal rights, and all this stuff. But now you look around, all these immigrants got it. You're still getting shot down. You're still getting killed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know what I'm saying? It's still happening. All right. So I mean, what you think about that? So when we talk about the Reconstruction, maybe you could build on that. I'm quite sure you know about the Reconstruction because you talk about the KKK. So you want to expound on this as well?
I
Go
could,
talk on it real quick. I just got to step away and grab some water real quick. But go ahead, build
yeah,
on
for
it.
sure. And the Reconstruction pretty much came into the white union workers and them trying to stop the flow of the free black slaves, the so-called black slaves. Because you pretty much, what I mean, we had did everything up to this point. Everything on this land we had already been cultivating cotton. We had already did that. Tobacco, been doing that, and everything else. The building, the science, the everything. So after we had been emancipated, you know, we had start forming, and we was free, and we was able to make money, and we was able to provide. And these, what I mean, and these white people didn't have the skills, they didn't have the technique, they didn't have the science to do it. So they created white union. So you start seeing a lot of shit throughout the shortly after emancipation, going into the early 1900s, where it said white union workers. It would state white union workers, what I'm saying, to try to push away, what I mean, or draw in a certain crowd. And then, we were still flourishing. You know what I mean? We still had people doing a lot of things. Like, for instance, in Tennessee, it was brothers buying up grocery stores and saloons and other bars and creating derbies and shit, horse farms, and making generate money off of it, right? They try to put a halt to that. You know what I'm saying? So we just kept it pushing, and eventually, they set certain laws and taxes and certain things, and kind of draw us down and put us in bad predicament. Because we had patents on a lot of shit, and when they put us in certain predicament, we will ran our patents out, we will ran our land out, right? And that's how it's transpired in the day. You know what I'm saying? So, what I mean? We just I mean, it's just a deep thing getting into that Ku Klux Klan shit because we really fought with these people for a long time. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they had a rally up against us. You know what I'm
You're
saying? Yeah,
okay.
I can hear you.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, okay, I thought you wanted to say something. But
No,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, though we had fought with these Klansmen for a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? Like especially down south. I don't know how much it is, pretty much on north, but it was to the point where they was holding their head down. People think that they won, and all these statues let you know that they won, but they really didn't win because when you get to that Civil War and that rebel flag, it was majority Aborigines fighting for the Confederates. You see what I'm saying? So that flag is
Mm.
not really in representation for the rednecks that were. You see what I'm saying? it was the blood, sweat, and shit, tears of our ancestors want to still do their thing on their own land.
You know what? Hold up, Chief just hit me. Go ahead. Let me send Chief this one.
I
Go
couldn't
ahead.
hear you, brother. What do you say?
Nah. I said continue. Go ahead, cause no, Chief Holiday just hit me. Thought I sent him
Yeah.
the
I'm gonna
link.
continue on. But yeah, and that's pretty much how it's set in today. You know, it's all kind of color codes down here, and the police still use it today. You know what I mean? That's a form of that today. You know what I'm saying? Black male, white male. You hear that called on scanners, right? In certain communities. You know what I'm saying? So they still apply that shit, and if you apply yourself to it, you just fall right up under them Christian color codes. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what it's all about.
You know what? A lot of these brothers don't even know that. Cause a lot of brothers ain't, a lot of these people ain't never been down south before. Shout out Chief. What peace, Chief. What up?
Yeah, and them Christian color codes really don't apply, but they are effective, right? Because we living in towns that are ran by pretty much this is what we call Confederate towns, or what 13 colonies conspired into be. But
Mm-hmm.
you gotta understand that a lot of these shits is still based on the Indian on the natives on the Indians, right? On American Indians and they impact here. All you gotta do is announce yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That's right.
you pick up ammo, you pick up a vest, you know what I'm saying? Just by that name, you get your extra power. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
and they just gotta abide by it.
That's pretty much,
You become master at that time. You see what I'm saying? They know it.
that's just like what I was saying, the situation with the lady, the European lady. They should have dissed her ass so bad that she wouldn't even call the police. I'd have dissed her. She'd have got dissed so bad that she wouldn't even call no police. We'd have asked her, I'd have asked her straight up, like, you're a foreigner. You're not American. And when you tell them that, oh my God, boy. Yo, you see some people get hurt. Oh my God. You tell one of them Europeans you ain't no, they ain't no American. Watch out. They might want to fight you. Straight up. Tell them you're a United States citizen. You know what I'm saying? Tell I'm the American. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that shit. They don't understand it. And that's the shit they doing though. But let's continue, man. Chief Holiday.
Peace, brother. How you doing?
Well, man, peace, man. I sent you the link. What happened, man? Oh, because I did get
Yeah,
dropped off.
I never got the link, man.
Oh,
Peace
my
is
bad.
Aboriginal power in the building.
Peace, Chief.
Shout
Peace,
out to the
brother.
Thompson's one. See you doing your thing, man. The truth is in the building. Shout out to all the American Aborigines, man. Peace and love to everybody, man. Ooh.
Peace, Chief. So we just running through this this HRJ 194. All right, and it's basically apologizing for slavery and racial injustice and racial segregation and lynching and disenfranchisement and black codes and everything, right? And I just want to just read. I'm gonna read this right here. Just you can expound upon this as well, Chief. Right? Remember. So it's saying after emancipation, after emancipation from 246 years of slavery, African Americans soon saw a fleeting political system, social and economical gain. They say they made during the Reconstruction. It say by no, it says it was basically reconstructed or stopped by racism, lynching, disenfranchisement, the black codes, racial segregation, and laws that impose a rigid system of official sanction of racial segregation in virtually all areas of life. What do you got to say about that, Chief? Chief. Where that Chief at, man?
He probably stepped away.
Say what, bro?
I was reading that to you and asking you what you think about that.
Oh shit, man! I got so much going on.
I've never seen that before, ever.
All right.
How did they put it in the glass?
What'd you say, bro?
Yeah, you got a lot going on over there. Maybe you can come back and answer that when you get a chance. All right, just let me know when you're free to answer.
No, I'm ready right now.
All right, did you heard what I just said though? Basically, it's still saying, because when you read through this document, right, it's apologizing, but it's acknowledging that it's still going on today. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the thing, man. You know, when it says when you first start off, it says slavery in America resembled no other form of involuntary servitude known in history. It say as Africans. Now remember, we know that we are aborigines of America. It say we're captured and sold at auctions. It say like inhuman. It say inhuman objects or animals. Okay. So this is just that basically. I mean, it's 4 pages of this. Me and AP just read this. We just basically going through some of it, and I'm just looking at some of it. Just looking over and just going over it, man. But what do you think about that?
When was it written? When was it drafted first?
In 2007.
2007. Well, I mean, man, listen, I mean, we're getting beat with the pen and the paper, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, well, my thing is, right, we should be able to look at laws and look at certain things, right? If they're not working for us or whatever, we should definitely change them. And it shouldn't be, and that's just what I'm saying. And a lot of times I think that we're just suffering from just ideas and conversation and pieces of paper. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking at. Like, yo, this don't apply, man. It don't apply to us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta.
But it applies to the so-called blacks, and that's the trap right there, right? They don't put titles on us. They automatically put you in the cage, right? So no matter we got certain shit that don't apply to us, they apply it to us by the titles that they give us.
And that's why the most important thing that you need to do first is put them on notice that you're not that. Fact. And this is what niggas don't understand.
You got to.
And they got
verbally, put them paper, however you got to do it.
They telling you right now you can be an it. Okay, so if you can be an it, okay, we just read through the undrip. You can be an it. You could be a person. You could be a pansexual or how they say a dramatist character in a reality where we supposed to have male and female. So if you can be that, then I can be what I really am. I can claim and represent what I really am without you getting upset or without people misunderstanding, okay? Because the first thing what you have to understand, people have to understand is that it's so many people, it's so many black people here. Now, this is going to go on another thing, but understand it. It's so many different black people here, right? How do they know who's who? If you look at baseball, half of them Dominican brothers that play baseball look just like African Americans. And I'm sorry, but they do. But what I'm saying to you is this: how do other people know who they are and who you are? Now, they descendants of, they're going to say everybody in this country that's black is going to be African American, or they descendant of slaves, or you know what I'm saying, or they're going to equate our struggle to them. Well, it happened and then you have to, but listen to me real quick. Let me just say this one last thing. And even if you do equate your struggle to art, now check this out. You got a lot of brothers that come here from Haiti, Jamaica, DR, that just fuck that. I'm black. I know a lot of them, and I keep it 100. I know a lot of them. They're just like, nah, I'm black. Fuck that. I'm black. Yeah, I went through the same thing, but we know these motherfuckers. I just happen to be able to I have a little opportunity to get more resources, but I know how these people get down. They still the same over there as they is over here. You understand what I'm saying? So people identify, and some people don't identify that. Now, for the brothers who identify that, I'm not talking to you. But for the ones who don't, I see a lot of people who don't. A lot of people just come here and it's a game. They come here and work 18 hours a day and they outdo you. Oh, you don't want that? All right, I do. All right, fuck that. So everything you don't want, they're going to take. Everything you say, all right, I don't want that. they're gonna take it. So they gonna always have. That's the reason why. Understand this too. One more thing. Look, this is what led me to this. Believe this, right? After the 1965 riots, all that shit that took place, right? They said they started getting smart because they made a 1965 Immigration Act where they allow immigrants from other fucking countries to come in. Why would you do that when we're fighting for jobs and shit now? Why would you bring more people here when they ain't shit for us here? Because they was already trying to outsource us then. By them outsource, they outsourced our inventions to other countries. Now they gonna outsource the people in the country by bringing other people into the fucking country. And that's why I'm attaching this one, y'all. Because other motherfuckers ain't gonna tell you that. You understand what I'm saying? And go ahead, y'all build on that. I guess y'all hear me? Y'all still with me, y'all?
Yeah, I'm still with you. I was disagreeing with you, brother. That's a fact, yo.
No, I was saying you build on it. What?
Oh yeah, I didn't hear you say that. I guess your might have went out. But yeah, man, and you right, and that's exactly what they doing. That's why you see all these foreigners coming in, getting credit lines started, opening up gas stations. But yeah, we've been here the whole time, right? And we can't get the same treatment. It's because they don't want you to get the same treatment. Because if you build the empire here and start building with economics, it's over with. They can send them immigrants back. They can set up laws to get them out of here any given time. We can't go nowhere. It's our shit.
And check, look. You want to hear something? No, check this out. Remember the you heard about the basketball player that got tased? That the brother from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
The fucking police chief is a fucking is a fucking Hispanic, and that's what I'm saying. All these motherfuckers do is become cops. They the main ones who come here and become cops, and then they sit here and go through the same system of racism, white supremacy, and it's the brown and the black struggle. Nah, it's the Aborigine itself struggle, and anybody who want to come along who is claiming that. I'm not giving out applications. We got an in-house, but we got to deal with the people here. It's not a brown and black thing. We're dealing with our people here who've been through this. If you've been through this shit somewhere else, you need to go settle that shit there. But when you come here and then you side with the people who did this shit to us, and then you sit here and make the situation worse, then what the fuck we supposed to do? Just because you work next to these people don't mean these people is for you. They here for the resources, like everybody else. And then soon they drop in, they like, oh shit, where you come from? Oh, I don't speak no English. You like, man, come on, man, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck you did this job then? You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Everything is multi-bilingual, but they don't want to make nobody learn English. They want to force you to learn other languages, which is not really a bad thing, but still, no, everybody don't have the time to do that. So I know I might sound kind of racist, but I am, because racism is worrying about your own people. That's what it's about. It ain't about hating on nobody. I can't control no systems or control no functionalities the way I can destroy. And even if I could, I wouldn't even do that, because that would make you just like them. If we need a system of justice, and that's for all people. It's not just for us. It's other people around the world who go through worse shit than we going through right now. You understand? But we need a system of justice as far as for what we've been through. And that was my whole purpose of reading that HR 194. Just to let you know that they still telling you that they still acknowledge that they doing it. You understand what I'm saying? It tells you. And then even when you go down, let me see something. Let me find that other part.
Yo, shout out to Jazzy Za Fox. She just said that Sonetta has an Aboriginal call out. Yo, I mean, here's the thing, y'all. We're gonna have to go ahead and I don't think they should go address some shit. I don't think they remember. I don't think they remember all the ass kickings they got. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think. And Sonetta, he don't think it's real. So we're gonna have to open a can of whoop ass on these people, man. And we've been trying to, do it, on a larger scale, on a larger stage, saying, for the whole community, the whole world can see, this ass whooping. that Jabari would get. Y'all follow me? Like I remember all that fucking Mayweather talking. I'm like, Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to brother Reggie. He actually beat him in that debate, and that is a fact. And most people that watch that debate, when Reggie, you know what I'm saying?
What was they debating?
That's why dumb shit like was the spirituality and Kemet, you know what I'm saying, and blah blah blah, certain things, whatever shit that, like I said, I don't even care about Africa. I don't want to know about anything until I know about this land that we're standing on first.
That's a fact.
Don't tell me about no Africa. Don't tell me about China. Don't tell me about Europe. Don't tell me about shit until you can tell me about America. That's why I'm gonna be like everybody else. Because when we go everywhere else, right? I remember living in Germany, right? And we be playing soccer. We'd be like, USA. You know what I'm saying? Because we were Americans. We were, to the Germans, we're Americans. And yeah, we were obviously better in all sports than them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're just amazing people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's just, but back to the ass whooping that we're gonna have to put the whooping right on the House of Consciousness.
Huh? They live right now.
I mean these characters done went on record already. We don't even have to debate you clowns, man. That is crazy. But I see that now that they know that this consciousness is rising. I think it's a good thing that they want us to.
Hey, yo, you know what? Hold up. You said they live right now. Hold up. Let me see something. You said they live right now, right? Let me see. Because sometimes Sinetta be letting you call in. Let me see what I said.
Call in. Shit.
Everyone right now.
What are y'all calling in?
I call him. There you go right there. Hold up. There we go right there. He calling us out. This nigga calling us out. He has the right time too. Hold up. There we go, y'all. Listen, now, I'm gonna play it, all right? Hold up. Let me see what's going on.
What'd you say?
Hold up. I'm playing it right now.
How you gonna play it?
Let me refresh.
Fair use.
Refresh it.
Yeah, they need to ask what.
Fair use. Shout out to Sinetta in the House of Consciousness. Hey, it's been a lot of great information that's came through there. So y'all can't be fronting.
Here we go.
Aboriginal power.
Yo, right here. Y'all can hear, right?
Aboriginal power.
Yo, can y'all hear?
Nope.
Y'all can't? Oh,
Aboriginal power ain't dead. You Negroes is scared. Ooga. Hey, man, we're gonna have some fun with this, man. We've been playing with our food too long, Ab. We're gonna go ahead and get this barbecue cooking. Nigga, it's a wrap. It's been a wrap, man. Y'all ain't gonna make it out this summer, bro.
Huh? I can hear you, bro.
Can y'all hear the Sinetta video?
No, we can't hear it.
All right, listen. That's it right there. Can y'all hear it? Yeah, we ain't dealing with none of that crazy stuff. We dealing with the information and that's it.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with the facts and keep everything at a high vibrational frequency.
I agree, brother. Yes, I agree, brother. And I want to give y'all brothers that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So what we do first is me and you can do an interview before you decide to want to take on anybody, have a one-on-one discussion with them. Me and you can do an interview first where you can lay down your knowledge. Do you want to do that? Or you want to just jump right into it? Oh, not now. It's, over here, it's 12 o'clock. And it's 12 o'clock.
Okay.
So we can do it. We can start on tomorrow, though. What time you get off work?
I don't do no work. I'm an American indigenous. I do agriculture. I'm to set a community so my people can come and earn an acre of land and a house. Okay. So that's my occupation.
Okay, that's what's up. That's peace, brother. That's peace. So, yo, can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear this?
Hey, who's he talking to?
Yo, I'm just asking, can y'all hear it? We get into that.
No, yeah, we can hear it. We can hear it. Who's he talking to?
Okay. He talking to Aboriginal TV.
Okay. No, Ab will be a good representative. Shout out to Ab.
Yes,
Pen right quick, because what I want to do is get your number. Let me get your number. I'm gonna write down your number. I got it right here, brother. Are you one that I called yesterday morning?
No, I ain't heard from you in a minute. I've spoken to you before, you know what I'm saying, but not yesterday, no.
All right, now let me ask you, brother. Are you prepared for this information, brother? Because a lot of people think they're ready until they really get into the ring.
I understand. I'm fully 100% prepared to lay down all the groundwork needed to put down all the information and the facts so the people can make the decision for themselves.
Okay, and I will let you do that.
It's not gonna be fucked with. I can guarantee that.
All right, I got you, brother, and I'm prepared to let you do that. What time is good for you tomorrow? We can do it tomorrow afternoon, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. What's good for you?
Let's do it at noon. Let's do it at high noon.
12?
Yeah, let's do it when the sun's at its highest. That works for me.
12 noon. I want everybody to hear it. What's your name, brother?
Chief Ether. Aboriginal TV.
Chief Ether, Aboriginal TV will be in the building tomorrow to lay down all the information for the Aborigines. And we're just going to get it in, man. I'm going to let the brother kick his facts, kick all the knowledge that he had. You know how to share your screen and all that, right, brother?
Yeah, I got all that.
Okay, so we're going to get it in. Then tomorrow, it's a done deal. Say no more. I'll see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
All right, peace and love, brother. Shout out to the family.
How do you say peace in the Aboriginal language?
Halito.
We're trying to direct there's room for, creating shit. It's still kind of new.
Okay, because we say
different terms.
We say Hotep, the Hebrew Shalom, the Moors, Islam, the mission of gods is peace.
I say copper power. That's what I say.
You say what?
I say copper power.
Copper power. Okay, copper power to you, brother. I'll see you tomorrow at 12. It's going down.
He set him up.
All right, good,
peace, brother.
Oh, I'm calling him right now.
All right, family. Tomorrow going down.
That's me right now.
Aborigine discussion. We're gonna set the tone.
That was me
peace
right
and black
there.
power, family. What's your name? Where you calling from? Peace and black power. What's your name? Where you calling from? Okay, he's scared.
He got his own people calling.
Okay, family. So we're gonna set the tone tomorrow. The brother's is about to embark on something very hairy. I hope the brother is really prepared, because you got the Marcy Warrior playing out there. You got the Armin Ross squad playing out there. You got a few powerful brothers that strictly deal with ancient Kemet. You got Jabari. He's the brother Jabari is the Floyd Mayweather of the conscious community. So family, I would like for y'all to sit back.
No goddamn Floyd, y'all.
It's about to go down, and I gotta let the brothers spit their facts too. I can't be biased towards them. This is why I said I want to interview the brother. I'm going to interview. Okay, gotta let these brothers get their information out. So now, I got a call from a brother this morning. I was at the car wash, and me and the brother was talking, and he called me, and he came up with some real good ideas. But I've been saying this. The brother name is Poppy. Brother Poppy called me earlier, and he was saying something about how divided we are, how the community is divided, and I was thinking about that. And so I'm thinking about it, and I'm driving, and the spirit of the ancestors brought to me, because I hear people say this.
He rambling now. He ain't talking about nothing. He don't even want to answer his phone either.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Aboriginal Power, man. I mean, Aboriginal TV. It's a smart young brother. He a soldier. So salute to him. Hey, man. But y'all see the work though, man. Y'all see the I mean, this consciousness is growing, man. It's gonna keep growing. The app's gonna knock it out the park. It's gonna be crazy, and then it's just gonna open up more and more curious George. App, they're gonna be curious in the bitch.
Yeah, they're gonna be curious George, man.
Huh? Hey.
Yeah, man. They you know, they all owe the butt whooping, you know what I'm saying? The HOK, you know what I mean, they can put together who they want. The Amon Ra squad, Dagger squad, they ain't got enough. They ain't got enough. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't gonna equal up to the truth, yo. I don't give a fuck who standing for them. Excuse my French. But ain't
Yeah,
nobody
pretty
standing up
much.
in front of the truth.
He ain't talking about nothing. I ain't.
Yeah, he ain't talking about nothing. He didn't want to answer the phone, did he?
Nah, I'm gonna call him back though, but he ain't gonna answer phone. He ain't talking about nothing. That's why he ain't talking about nothing. That's why I stopped calling something because he don't ever want to answer phone when I call or whatever. But yeah, man. Y'all can hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he don't.
I'm gonna call it a night, man. I appreciate y'all having me on your platform. Uh, peace to everybody. Bless. And
Shout out to the brother I Power, man. If you ain't subscribed to his channel, go subscribe to his channel. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's your other partner you be running with? You said Jaguar Omac?
yeah, go subscribe to the brother Jaguar Old Mac. We'll be going live tomorrow, confirming Dan Calloway and probably addressing some of the bullshit of the HOK. So yeah, y'all go subscribe to Jaguar Old Mac also.
What y'all gonna be going to know about Dan Calloway? I mean, is it something you would say right now, or is it something that's a surprise?
The last video he put out, right, it's pretty dope. We got to talking about it. It's like, yo, it'd be great to shout out to Dan Calloway to do basically he'll put out information to make you think, right, make you go do your own research and things. So that's kind of we be on that type of stuff. So it would be interesting to take his work or his video to the next level, or just kind of talk about some of the things he was talking about. It's very interesting. I have left the building. Yeah, so that's basically what the what the bill is gonna be about. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah, so that's about it. You trying to call in?
Yeah, I'm trying to call him in. Come on, I mean, look, we up right.
They was like, "Side, we live. We live."
Yeah, we're gonna get them right on the live stream. I mean, we can get if it can happen, why not, right?
Right.
We at the right place at the right time. So, I mean, he going in about Brother Poppy now. Saying Brother Poppy. I mean, I don't get all caught up.
What you say?
And you know somebody left in the chat. I don't know if it's somebody troll, but I believe the person name is Sly L. Whatever. Yo, please stop fucking trolling my channel, yo. I'm gonna block you, yo. For real. I don't know who you with or whatever, but stop. It's no reason to watch my videos if you got a problem with them. That's simply, why would you watch something you don't like? You always got some criticism for. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, they got other channels out there that talk about shit you could probably you know what I'm saying, that could probably liberate you or whatever. Don't come to bullshit. Please don't, man. Because I don't have time for it. I don't have time to be addressing people and nondescript people who really not doing no research, who's coming around here complaining about the research that's being put out. I don't have time for it, really. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I read all comments. I take even the negative comments. But when I start saying a person negative on all things, my song I play is KRS-One I play, Like Me, right? Because the song is real. Never mind what he said about Africa, but Bambaataa, I'm not telling you nothing. I'm not with no pedophile or no I don't protect none of that shit.
non-BL or African Bambaataa, I hope he get what he's supposed to get, really. But what the fuck do that got to do with the song if the song has some significance? This is the problem with people. The problem with people, everybody look for everything judgmental to find a reason why you can't extract information from that. Nobody is perfect. People make comments and sometimes they say stuff that they can't get back. So understand that we all say stuff sometimes that we might think about like, man, I did that. I should have never said that or whatever. But nonetheless, though, if a person make a song that has some significance in its time and what we talking about, he said, as long as I'm rapping, acting, he said, I'm acting like I don't know what's happening. You like me. That's right now. As long as you agree with what everybody say they like you. And this is the reason I like that song is because at work or on these job sites, when you're working with a lot of these people, as long as you agreeing to what they telling you, they're cool with you. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as you start coming that you're Aborigine, that you're an Indian, and they like, look, man, what? I thought you was an African. I thought you was from Africa. No, that's what they wanted you to believe. This is what they taught you. You know what I'm saying? But then they start having problems. Then they don't want to speak to you. You know what I'm saying? No more. And like I said, I see it all. I see it, witnessed it all the time. But that's one reason I love this. I like that song or whatever. I'm never going to stop listening to the Sound of the Police or all year. I'm not going to stop listening to that because he made that comment about African Bambaataa. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say over the air what's happening to African Bambaataa. I mean, they should probably castrate that man and sew his mouth shut so he can't ever put his stinking mouth on no other little boy ever in his lifetime. And sew his asshole shut. You know what I'm saying? And before they sew his mouth closed, they should feed his ass. They should feed his ass through a funnel for a day straight, then sew his mouth closed and his asshole closed. So what I'm saying is I'm not in agreement with none of that shit. You know, I'm definitely, you know, I know about NAMBLA, you know, National Association Men's Boys Love of America. I know about that shit a while ago. And I seen that type of shit also with the Jamestown story, with the nigga Larry King, how they was flying boys from Jamestown to they were saying to some political politicians, man. They was flying them young boys. So I've been know about all this shit. This ain't something people just know about pedophilia now that all this shit coming out. This shit been out. This shit been out for a long freaking time. Okay, so like I said, I'm not new to none of this or whatever, but I knew KRS-One made that comment. Okay, he made the comment, but what that got to do with the song? The song is actual. I mean, but you rather hear me play some clown shit, some Migos or some others that has no significance or life or nothing. So that's all I play. I love to listen to conscious music because when I grew up, we had conscious music. Y'all ain't got no conscious music. The only way y'all gonna get conscious music, y'all gonna have to tap back into the past and listen to some of these rappers like Poor Righteous Teachers, like Rakim. Shit, even Big Daddy Kane sometimes used to say a verse, he used to spit knowledge or whatever. But definitely Nas, definitely KRS-One. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can pick and choose what you want to listen to on his catalog or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, people just they just comment on every motherfucking thing. The shit is just starting to get corny and old. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Sanetta, he ain't talking about nothing. Let me try to call him one more time before the night is out. Let me see.
Yeah. So, hey, so somebody was talking about the KRS-One song in the beginning.
Yeah. Somebody.
I mean, you know, man, I did a build on that whole Bambaataa thing and KRS-One, and I had kind of made an example of taking them off hip hop's wall of fame. You know what I'm saying, or the greats. You know what I'm saying. Bambaataa was one of the greats. KRS-One to me is one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I kind of, you know, but I'm not one of those dudes, man. The song is definitely powerful. What he's saying is powerful. You know what I'm saying? It just definitely makes a statement. So, but yeah, he's definitely a sucker for that. You know what I mean? So,
but you know what though?
That,
even what he said.
I'm not petty though, y'all.
Look, you heard me, but look, even what he said, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not agreeing with nothing this man said, but even what he said could easily be taken out of content. They was talking about on hip hop. They wasn't talking about anything else in life. He was saying that he still is one of the founders of this. This is what he was basically saying from what I got out of it. Not whether or not he was a pedophile or not. Whether
yeah, I mean, but listen though, that don't even matter though. He was definitely insensitive to the victims of Greek Bambaataa. You know what I'm saying? And that bullshit. So,
well, yeah, if you want to look at it, definitely, I'm definitely in agreement with you on that. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you on that. I'm in agreement with you on that. I'm just saying as far as what I got out of it when he said it or whatever, but I'm in agreement with you on that. When he said it, I definitely felt some type of way as well. But what that song, I like that song. You understand what I'm saying? I like that song. So I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I like I said, the Sound of Police. I love Black Cop. I love All Yeah. I love You Must Learn. You know, I think I'm gonna stop listening to that because he said that comment. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you ain't got but so many people out there who putting information out there, so you better try to get it from who you can get it from. And this is the problem with people, man. People sit back and they pick and choose. They pick and choose who they got problems with. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, Chief.
Hey, but bro, you know what though? I mean, let's just keep it real though, man. I like what's going on with R. Kelly right now. I think it's about time. Mute R. Kelly campaign. But you know what's crazy? His streaming is up now. You know what I'm saying? I like shout out to Charlamagne the God. He said, you know, pedophiles are at an all-time high right now, and you know, they like to hear each other and support each other, you know. So yeah, man, that's just a fine line right there, man. You know, for me, man, he definitely, you know, like I said, even if dude Greek Bambaataa was his best friend, they was good. He didn't know, and he just really thought he was innocent and shit, right? I think you know you should still have some type of, especially the power that he has in his voice, to be a little bit more sensitive to the victims of that, or the accused. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that's what I would have been on that level. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's somebody in my family, somebody that's accused, I'm still gonna be, you know, sensitive to the accuser. You know what I'm saying? So that's all.
No doubt.
And he actually feels, these guys probably actually feel that it's some type of conspiracy and Illuminati and all this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that.
What you mean, no conspiracy about what? What you mean?
Touch it, kiss it, eat it.
What do you mean? See. What do you mean conspiracy about what? See. Chief must be talking.
I ain't hear what you say.
I said, what do you mean a conspiracy about what? What do you mean people say it's a conspiracy?
No, I'm just saying though, I heard him say some stuff. No, I heard him say some stuff like that is the media. Keep going down. The media be saying, you know, setting people up and doing this stuff. And I agree with that. Yeah, keep going. Make it right here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They
Chief must have went out though.
Hold on one second.
All right, y'all. But yeah, pretty much, man. That's pretty much what it is, man. I mean, sometimes you just get tired. That's why I don't really be jumping from platform to platform, because there's too many different personalities out here, people who don't get along. And I see how it is, even in the conscious community, how they don't get along with each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's just niggas in general. It's just we are our own worst enemies. We We're our own worst enemies. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Yo, you know, I mean, but I, you know, I think that conversation had to happen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm like I said, I never mentioned nothing, even behind the scenes or nothing, or you know, on the phone, and because I'm not petty. The song is powerful. The song, you know, it has a message. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, you know, the flip side of that, you know, somebody that, and you got some people that's just, I'm a hard line on this. You know what I mean? I really am. And even if like, I'll give you a perfect example. Before that statement, if I had met him, it would have been a jovial occasion. Oh, Blast Master, you know what I'm saying? Big fan, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Now, in a blink, like a snap of a finger, oh, what's up, nigga? Yeah, I heard that you saying, you know what I'm talking about? Because that's how it's going to go. My bad.
What? See?
Yeah, that's how it's going to go, though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. Hey, I ain't got, bro, look, I ain't got no, I ain't gonna stop you. I ain't gonna be the one like, nah. If I'm there with you and shit, like, I ain't gonna be the one to stop you. You got a right to voice your opinion. And like I said, and if it was taken, and if that's the way he really meant it, then that's the way he should be treated. But as far as the work he done did, as far as as far as songs and everything, and it ain't but so many people who was banging on the beats like he was. Even this nigga made the sound of the police, man, at a time when, like, really, that was a deep song. Now, I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, like, real talk, like, you know what I'm saying, that was a deep song. And now, oh, yeah, that song about the Black Panthers was a deep song. There wasn't too many people come doing that shit. The only other people who was making music like that was Nas. You know what I'm saying? And Nas was doing it. He was doing it kind of like on a commercial tip or whatever, though. But that's why I play Nas. I'm a hip hop fan. But when it comes to like kind of I love definitely music that puts some history in it or put some type of something that you could think about. Not some shit that tell you they just doing some idiotic shit or just rapping to a beat, mumbling 3 words, and then the beat play out, and then you hear a fucking sound bite or something, and they come back and it's some dumb shit. But real music with jokers is flowing 4 verses. You don't even hear rappers rap in 4 verses no more. You hear them say once they do 116 bars, and that'll be it. Back in the day, rappers used to be coming back, like they used to be rapping like 4 verses. They have 3 primary verses, and then the 4th one be an extra one on the like on the record, extended version or whatever. They used to always have extended versions. Now, if you hear beats right now, that's real nice beats that a rapper back in the day would have probably killed 5-minute songs, straight 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not happening like that. So, you know, I don't really want to go too much on the hip hop because you got enough people talking about that. We build on that Aborigine information and current events that happens with the Aborigine. That's what I'm about.
Facts.
But yeah, what do you see? Now,
yeah. I
got word. Somebody actually, you know, left me word that, you know, we did the undrip A-drip video the other day, right? Let's check this out, people. Right? We did the undrip A-drip video. Now, this is all assumption. I don't know if it's true or not. You know, somebody said, "Oh well, let me go back and redo what these dummies did or whatever." Right? Now, look, we read through the whole undrip and A-drip. The shit is self-explanatory. If you choose to use it, then you go ahead and use it. Okay? What the fuck is self-explanatory? I don't need to break this shit down to you. We read this thing in some verses. Some of them I went over twice. So if you didn't understand it from what I read, you need to go back. If I read that whole thing on a video with me, you know, I mean, like I said, I'm reading, I'm stuttering, I'm making mistakes or whatever, and you go back and read it yourself. And you sit there and your comprehension skills should pretty much tell you the same thing if we think it the same way. We'll come out with the same conclusion. You don't need nobody to go there point for point and break the whole shit down because it's self-explanatory. You have to, like we said, that word indigenous is a funny word. That is a funny word. I am not indigenous. I'm an aborigine. I'm a Tanchan. Okay? I'm one sprung from the soil. I don't even use the term indigenous. You don't never hear me say that shit or whatever. Because I'm a Tanchan. I'm one sprung from the soil. I'm an aborigine. I'm first inhabitant. Copper color aboriginal. That's who I am. Until you prove me wrong, then that's it. But the UNDRIP, ADRIP, that shit, the ADRIP and UNDRIP is the same thing. Just like the U.S. Constitution and the state constitution. They might just throw certain things in there that the state put in, but it's pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. And the UN Declaration overrides the American Declaration. That's why they got two of them. Because the UN enforces if the America don't do what they say they're going. Well, it's supposed to. We know that that doesn't happen or whatever in most cases or whatever. We know that doesn't happen, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so like I said, man. Yeah, like I said.
Here's the thing. Yo, here's the thing, right? Man, when you got Jordan, LeBron, man, on the same team, it's hard to outdo that. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man, nobody is gonna give you out. Nobody is gonna give you. So, and I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We are the best to do this, and we're just getting started. That's the crazy part about it. Just the analysis of the drip indigenous. Y'all see what I'm saying? So, and we understand how indigenous encompasses a lot of more people and stuff like that, right? So I haven't heard nobody break that down. I'm sorry. And then this brother just told y'all the state constitution. All these things are supposed to apply to. We broke all of that down. So I don't. Maybe that went over some of y'all. That's fine. But
you know what it is? What it is people been hating for a long time. You hear me? A lot of jokers been hating for a long time, but I can care less because they don't do no work. Nigga just started and scream, showing videos, showing the research on it. Other than that, people just talking, giving you their opinions about things. They wasn't giving you no valid information or whatever, or they wasn't reading and showing you different information that pertaining to yourself. They talking about where they from. Okay? They was talking about where they from. There's no they can talk about where they from, but worry about us over here. Okay? So understand that. So don't let nobody sit here. Listen, I'm a North American nigga, a North American Aborigine, North American Tanchan, whichever one you wanna call. Okay, I don't mind. I don't even care if somebody call me a nigga because I know who I be. Okay, so understand this, man. This information out here, research and all this, man. People, I could be sitting somewhere making probably $100 an hour, just thinking about what kind of new car I'm gonna get, white person I'm gonna live next to, where I'm gonna go shopping at, what I'm gonna eat, and what school I'm gonna put my daughter in to get away from you Negroes if I really wanted to. I wouldn't be in the trenches teaching, reading, going through this information and trying to give it to y'all. I could be somewhere else doing anything. I ain't gotta be here doing this shit. Really, I be telling you that they had Indian slaves here and we don't find these motherfuckers on the census. I don't have to tell you that. I don't have to. I could be, like I said, I could be somewhere making honey. I'm about to have a master's degree in 2 more semesters, okay? And if I really wanted to use it for the purpose that most people use it for, I could just go ahead, wear a suit and tie every day. Even though I got a criminal record, I could go somewhere, suit and tie every motherfucking day, ride, get me a panorama Porsche, you know what I'm saying, with a 10 on it, probably some black rims and shit, and probably get a condo or, you know what I'm saying, or move, like I said, anywhere. And I could be eating fucking sushi tonight somewhere. But guess what? I'm on YouTube talking to my people and we doing bills. And we, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got other people who come and they just like, you know what I'm saying, people like, you know what I'm saying, like they say, how do they say that? Guilty by association. That's not always true. You're not always guilty by who you associate with. Sometimes you associate yourself with people because of commonality. It ain't got nothing to do with you staying firm on their views or whatever. But nonetheless, though, you know, that's pretty much what is going on. That's pretty much what I see. You know, people don't really do no research. People, you know, come, they research videos. That's about it. They research videos. You'll never see them with no real literature. And if you do see them with literature, they got somebody else with them. They got somebody else with them reading, and they the one who's saying more brighter than the person who's making the video. So like I said, man, shout out to the Aborigines. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. Shout out to all the people. I definitely appreciate you guys. As always coming through. It's 12 o'clock Eastern time or 12:24 Eastern time. But Chief, still with me, Chief? Let me see Chief with me. Yeah. Chief. All right, well, I guess Chief must step out for a minute. But yeah, pretty much, man, that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got to take their time. I'll give you sources and put people on stuff or whatever. And like I said, you know, I'm not, like I said, I'm just a vessel in which this information comes through. And like I said, I could keep this information to myself, but what good would that be? What good would you keeping this information and not telling nobody about it do? What good would this? Should have burned a hole in my head. It'll find some way out. You understand what I'm saying? It'll find some way out of my soul and out of this fucking human skin. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta understand that. It'll find, you understand what I'm telling you, Chief? No matter, even if I kept my mouth closed, it'll find this information to find some way out of me. You know what I'm saying? It will definitely find some way, whether it be through writing or through, you know what I'm saying, some expression, some form of expression is definitely, because you can't hold on to this, man. You find out about this shit, hold up, man. You start looking at these Indians and you start seeing these pictures. You're like, hold up, man, hold up. You said there wasn't no black people here. So what the hell, who the hell is this? Oh, that's an Indian. Well, that's an Indian with an afro? Huh? Hold on, so hold up. It was Indians here with afros? So who the fuck is these Indians getting paid? So like no, you start thinking this shit. I started really thinking this shit. Like, hold up, what the fuck is these people? Oh, they just drawing. Somebody made a mistake and drew. Even though an Indian was obvious, they just made a mistake and put a fucking feather crown on and a grass skirt. Oh, they just. But the Indians we know don't wear this shit. So what happened to these Indians? Oh, these Indians. We didn't Christianize them and we didn't Europeanize them, and they have European names and they speak to European commands. But guess what? Every now and then you'll hear one of these so-called African Americans speak Indian. And the wording of how we say we would speak Indian will be through Ebonics. Because understand, the Indians didn't pronounce things with vowels. That's the reason why you see a lot of these Indian words, and they stand out. Most of the words here, or most of, like, if you see lakes and different towns, you know that it's an Indian word or it's an Aborigine word. You know it's an Aborigine, Tuscaloosa or whatever. And we could spell it, we could say that with vowels, but we could also say it possibly how they said it without vowels. So all I gotta come into account, man. But like I said, man, I could be doing anything. I can't be on YouTube all day. I do have to have some type of life to provide something. I don't live nowhere. In the Caribbean or where food grows naturally, or I don't live next to a lake or next to moving water where I can take water and survive or whatever. So unfortunately, we live in these concrete jungles. You go to work like everybody else, or you gotta have some type of way to where you bring or you direct. Or you have to have some type of form to do some trading. That you have to, because basically all we doing is trading with a with a Federal Reserve notes, all we doing is when you work, you give your energy, they pay you for your energy. You take your energy in the form of paper dollars to the store to get something that used to grow here free, such as bananas, oranges, fucking peppers, and all types of escarole and lettuce and what they call romaine lettuce. All that shit grew here free. Arugula grows on the sidewalk along with dandelion. That shit grows on a damn sidewalk. It comes through the earth. I mean, it still comes through all this cement and shit that they put down. It still comes through. You have herbs that grow on the side of your street that you don't even know. But nonetheless, though, like I said, man, you still have, that's not enough to really provide for your family. Nowadays, if you really was to roll like that and bring some shit like that, your wife or your girl probably would leave you the same fucking day. She's like, oh, this nigga cheap. This nigga is beyond cheap. This nigga ain't even McDonald's cheap. Like, but yeah, man, I mean, pretty much that's what, like, go ahead.
Yo, but man, I mean, yeah, it's just so much going on right now. You know what I'm saying? And I just, when we talk about all these word spells that our people are under, it's ridiculous. I mean, that's the real problem, y'all. Just the word spells that that has been cast on our people's minds. And a lot of times, I know if you even if you know this, you still struggle with words. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we still have those old hangups and old beliefs. So that's why I try to be savage with my belief systems. You know what I'm saying? If it can't manifest, I don't know about it. It has to be a little more real to me. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just how I have evolved into that. You know what I'm saying? So, most of our people are in a mental slavery. Anytime they hear slavery, they just think that somebody getting their ass whooped, whips on their back, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And you get scared. Niggas get scared. You know what I mean? You psychologically are scared because of fucking roots that y'all family made y'all. Somebody was crazy. I don't know who was crazy to make us sit in front of the TV during Christmas time, y'all. You know what I'm saying? To watch this shit. It was ridiculous. And then they even had the nerve. They had a nerve, y'all, to make a series out the shit. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is crazy.
They find all ways to program you and shit. This shit is ridiculous, man. They couldn't force the Jews to watch any of the fake Holocaust, even though, like I said, I don't subscribe to the Holocaust. You know, like I said, I take you into some real deep dimensions dealing with that Holocaust and the research I have looked up. Look up a joker by the name of Michael Irvin. He did some. No, is it Michael Irvin? No, it's not Michael Irvin. His last name is Irvin. It's a white dude. He did some research on the Holocaust. And he found out that a lot of that shit was not true. But nonetheless, though, you could not sit them people down. You could not sit the so-called Jews down and have them watch some shit about Hitler on their holidays. On that, so you telling me on what's the Jew? Look, what's the Jewish holiday? See, you know,
Passover, nigga.
All right, Passover. Okay, all right, on Passover. You think on Passover the Jews watch a movie about Hitler? Let's just be realistic about this shit. Okay? It might be more entertaining to the Europeans than it is to us. But yet they force you to watch it. The Europeans might be the ones who want to watch this shit on a holiday. On Thanksgiving. Thanks for giving us this, nigga. Now we're gonna watch how we did, y'all. But this gonna be in Masonic code. To where you thought you was bought from over there, but you was really bought from over here. And Susie, and I mean, well, not Susie, but little Susie, who reside in Georgia, who tomorrow she gonna be taught that she was an African American. She ain't gonna never know that she's an Indian unless people like me come out and put this shit out there. You understand what I'm saying? The little Susie gonna go up to thinking that she's an African American who was captured and kidnapped and brought over here. You understand what I'm saying? So like I said, man, y'all gotta like really, when it comes down to this, it's really word of mouth at this point in time. Because if you know about it, you should be telling people about it. You shouldn't be telling nobody. You shouldn't be just sitting back banging on nobody. You wasting your time banging on other people when you got all this work to do. If you was into your study like people should be, you won't have no time to be talking about nobody else. Except your family. If you got children, like what time do you have to talk about them? Like if you make 5 or 6 videos every day, right? Think about it like this. You make 5 or 6 videos every day. What time do you have to spend with your lady? What time do you have to spend with your children? You understand what I'm saying? Like real talk. But even if you make a video every day, you probably gonna find time, and this is your leisure time. But you start thinking like, yo, people like to hear their self-talk. That's the reason why they talk so motherfucking much. Because they just like to hear their self-talk, and they think other people like to hear them talk, but other people is just programmed, and they just will listen to anything. They ain't listen to no quality information. When motherfuckers really sitting down, breaking down shit. You got niggas who got Aboriginal channels and real talk. You know, Callaway, what he got like almost 100,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm glad because he opened the door for a lot of other people to start getting subscribers. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, not me, because I'm doing my own thing. But I guess anybody who used that term Aborigine, he kind of opened the doors up. I'm not saying he the first one to do it. He's not the first one, because shout out to Kerry Davis, shout out to Tyrone Street, shout out to all them brothers and sisters who really did the research. Alpha Bay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them who did the research. So where a brother like Jake Holloway can come along now. And I'm like I said, I don't know where a lot of people research that or where they get their research from. But like I said, I went deep into the rabbit hole, and I've been in the rabbit hole ever since. And like I told y'all, where a lot of my information came from. It might have been some people who might have enlightened me more or expound more upon the situation, but I don't think nobody expounded more on the situation than Yafa Bay. Nobody. I don't think nobody. Other than that, and a few other people, but I don't think nobody expounded on, because she got shows every week talking about this shit. Talking about we Aborigines, going in every week. Every week she was doing this, and I couldn't wait. Now, it ain't but so many channels on YouTube that I can't, like before, I used to couldn't wait to hear Yafa going about this on Tyrone Street channel or on Blog Talk or whatever. Now, you just click to a channel. If you catch a person, you catch them. If you don't, you don't. You know, I used to have people who I used to want, can't wait this shit come on and really get this information. Now everything is just so generic and so watered down to the point to where if it's watered down, people just need to start comprehending this shit and really start explaining this shit. So I guess we can get somewhere with it. So they won't keep making House Joint Resolution 194 telling you that the Africans are enslaved when we know damn well the Africans really was the Aborigines of this land. So like I said, man, and then remember, that word African is a code word when they talk about Black Americans too. When you look up the etymology of the word African, it only tells you, or I say an inhabitant of the continent Africa. And then they say, well, 1812, European colonists. Then they say 18 something, Black Americans. And then when they say, when sometimes the Black American being a native of America, okay? Now they telling you right there, why would they, if we all came from Africa, why would they point out that the fact that you are a native of America? Why? Because they still telling you African right now, even though you done been here almost 5, even though their history tell you you've been here almost 5 motherfucking years. You understand what I'm saying? Even though they tell you we've been here almost 500 years, they still tell you African today. And even though you got people like James Smalls and all these brothers who romanticize about the continent of Africa, who tell you, oh, we've been over here 200 years, but we still Africans. How is that so? How is that so when we already been down that road before? We don't need to go down. We don't need to not this bill right here. But like I said, man, but listen though, man, brother Dan Holloway can't get to where he can get, you know what I'm saying, views like he get, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the brother do good research. I don't have a problem with some of the research or how he word or how he do his videos. You know what I'm saying? It's just so happened that people able to gravitate towards his information or the content of how he put his
Yo, can you
video
hear me?
more than the content of some of the other brothers.
Yo, can you hear me?
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, but you researching
Yo, can
him,
you hear me?
you don't want to go more in depth into what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? He only gives you so much information to make you think to do the research. So you go on and then you do the research further on. And that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, one thing I know and one thing I do is I understand people. None of us is perfect. And you know, even shout out to this nigga Nature Boy. I was watching the Nature Boy video. I think I was watching about some shit about Pharaoh and the Joker Yada or whatever. You know, I'll be going back and forth with the nigga Yada on Facebook because I'm a nutritionist, I'm an herbalist as well on some things or whatever. But I mean, I think overall he tried to do good work as far as whatever he do. Yeah, he might have to charge people for some of the herbs because you gotta understand, man. Yeah, the herbs might only cost $1, $2, but if you don't know that, then if you don't know this herb right here can heal you or something that's ailing you or whatever, and I do know that, then guess what? What they tell you in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is the king. You understand what I'm saying? So that means that you ain't know what this fucking plant did until I came along and told you. So if you have the resources to render to pay that individual for his services, then you should do that. Unless he's doing it just on the will of God, and he's not on the will of the Most High or the will of whatever spirituality that he subscribes to. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, people render a service, and you know, and they should be compensated for it. When they was held, when you hear in the Bible, Jesus healing people, what they was giving Jesus? Bread, fish. They was giving them stuff for healing them. You know what I'm saying? Here, heal somebody. They give them something for it. You understand what I'm saying? In some cases, if it was too much of something that he felt like he didn't deserve, he would like, nah, never mind. Nah, you good. I don't need that much. I'll take this will be okay right here, and you keep the rest. Now that's an allegory way to look at any story in the Bible. I ain't gotta say, oh well, damn, you're a Christian. No, I'm not a Christian. I'm just telling you how you can derive that information and you can relate that to your life. If a person can write a damn book and you can read the book, and that book can be inspiring to you and help you change your life or whatever, then how can the Bible be inspiring to you? Or why should you have to get rid of the Bible? Or why can't you read some of this stuff in times when you need some type of strength? You're not calling upon Jesus or calling upon some spiritual or some fucking imaginary person, but some of the stuff in there can liberate you. So, you know, that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. But Chief. I don't know where Chief at though, but yeah, man, I'm just telling y'all, like real talk. Don't take none of these niggas too serious, man. Cause you might find out, you know, like okay, all right, so let me get back into what I was telling you. I was watching the Brother Nation. Now, I'm gonna tell you, young Pharaoh exposed him. There's a video. I mean, you know what? I shouldn't even be saying, because why would I be feeding into slander? If Young Pharaoh spoke him, so if you want to see what Young Pharaoh said about him, you go check Young Pharaoh video. I'm not doing that, but he dropped some real good. He dropped something that really resonated with you. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of going in and going out, because some things I agreed with, some things I didn't agree with. But nonetheless, though, like I said, he definitely. Like he was telling me, he was saying how the mangoes, he said how the mangoes all over the place, and how he got bananas and all this stuff is like in South America that just grows abundantly. You know what I'm saying? How the sunlight and how everything is abundant or whatever. So, you know, I definitely liked it. That I definitely got a understanding about what he said. And then also what he said that I found that was definitely true was that everybody got to go through their own journey. He went through his journey. Like even with the homosexual shit or whatever he done been through or whatever, like he said, that was his journey lesson. That's not for everybody. I mean, that might not be for you. You might not have to go through that journey. You might have to go through a different journey, or you might have different trials and tribulations that you have to overcome or whatever to get on the other side, to be able to tell people like, nah, you don't want to make the mistakes. I made the mistakes. That's not right and exact. You know what I'm saying? Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. We all have our own spiritual, or we all have our own testimonies that we have to get over. It ain't just so much, oh yeah, you're Aborigine. All right. So what happens once you find out what tribe you're from? What happens then? And you still got substance abuse problems, or you still might smoke, or you're still trying to overcome something on a mundane level that you have a problem with, that you can't spend money for. You understand what I'm saying? There's always something that you gotta overcome. So like I said, I can have all this money, boom, nice house, fucking fish tank around my whole house. You know what I'm saying? Everything. I gotta have everything that anybody would want, or any materialistic thing that person would want. But guess what though? At the end of the day, let me see, y'all still hear me? I don't know where Chief at. I think Chief must have dropped out. Can y'all can still hear me, right? Press 1 if y'all can hear me. Please. Chat room, press 1 if y'all can hear me, please. Oh, all right, okay, all right. Thanks, Carl. But yeah, man, like I said though, we all got our own spiritual journeys. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody have to really overcome something. It might not be the same thing as other people. Some people is placed with situations the way they have to overcome that other people look at and say, "Damn, man, I'm blessed that I ain't have to go through something like that or whatever." You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you can learn something from everybody, man. And the problem is with a lot of people in a lot of these communities, they take a lot of this shit way too serious, as opposed to the main purpose supposed to be applying this shit to your reality, or applying certain aspects of it to your reality and make your reality change and make, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, people don't do that. People sit back and they got their favorite. Listen, like I said, I mean, I'm glad that I have people who can resonate towards my information. But like I said, I'm the same as y'all. I'm the same as y'all. I'm just happen to do something a little different or whatever. Y'all might be doing something extraordinary every day, do everyday walks in life and travels or whatever. So like I said, man, don't take none of this too serious. Well, the information, take it serious about who you are, but you still have things you have to overcome. That's why I tell people, man, even like I said, man, people, they get on me for saying or more shit or Drew Ali or whatever, but Drew Ali said, study yourself and come back and study the world. Buddha went on a path of enlightenment for 7 years and meditated under a fucking tree and ate. And I guess he got his nerve from the.
Can you hear me? Atansis one. Can you hear me?
Taking his nerve from somewhere.
Yo.
But this is what he did. He realized that life outside, that his father told him that wasn't no poor people outside of their kingdom. Everybody outside of their kingdom was rich, and everybody outside of their kingdom was living swell and grand, like everybody else. And when he went out, it wasn't as what his father said. So he decided to go on a spiritual path of enlightenment.
Yo, can you hear me?
Not be Indians from India or any of that shit.
Can you hear me?
You can't.
Hey, bro, can you hear me? Oh my
this
God.
Is what you're telling me? You're telling me you can't somehow find, you can't somehow relate this story to your reality? And this is what this shit is about. Study the world and study yourself. Okay, we know we have
bro, can you hear me?
Guess what? I might curse too much. I might want to stop cursing. I might smoke cigarettes. I might want to stop smoking cigarettes. I want to do something that I have to achieve for myself to be better. So it ain't got nothing to do with me being an Aborigine. It ain't got nothing to do with me being attached to this continent or whatever. At the end of the day, you know, I can't treat people bad. Like I said, even knowing what you know about how immigrants roll, I still got so much compassion for a lot of people, man. Like the other day, actually, I helped. I guess I don't know. She was from South America. I don't know where she was from, but you know, some of them, like she was in the grocery store. A little girl fell, and her mother didn't even see it. She was crying. I'm like, I'm trying to get the lady attention. Like, yo, like so it automatically clicked in my head. I said, hola, 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 hola. And I started talking Spanish or whatever. Like, I mean, I know some Spanish commands or whatever. Mira, you know, I know some Spanish command or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I got the lady attention. You know, I helped the little girl up or whatever. She was little as hell, man. She tripped that she was in the supermarket or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, you got to still be an Aboriginal or being conscious, man. You still have to look and you still have to know better than the average person. So us knowing this doesn't make us better than nobody. It just makes you have to be just more, you have to be just that more on point than, you know what I'm saying, than anybody else, because other people don't have a responsibility of knowing this. Their responsibility, they think they're African American, they think that, you know, they do their DNA test, and that's the end of the story. Us, we gotta do ancestry. We gotta go back and do work. We gotta do real work. We ain't gotta do no fucking easy cotton swab in the mouth to go send it to somebody, and they can tell you every generation of people. They can. Hold on. Oh, Chief Holiday. What the fuck? Where the fuck is Chief Holiday at? Let me see something. Hold on. Fuck, Chief Holiday ain't call me. Hold up for a second, you know. Hold on for 1 second. Chief, you coming back in? Oh. How you gonna hold it? Oh, I don't know how to do the back chat. What you can do is send an email, text it to me, and I'll write it down, and I'll just send it like that. But you coming back in, right? Now I don't be able to copy it from my phone, but I can copy. I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna just send it to me through an email. I got you. I'll put all that. I got you. You coming back through or not? Because I just want to know. All right. Okay. All right. Come on back through. All right. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. I know y'all probably hear the whole conversation, but yeah, man. Pretty much that's how I think. I'm not somebody here that just think that, okay, you being a black Indian is the end all be all. There's still demonic forces and evilness out here, whatever, that man have to overcome. And one of them have to overcome is admitting to what was done and the atrocities. First of all, that was done to, see, they still saying it was done to Africa. And this is the whole purpose of me reading that HRJ 194, because they're supposed to be apologizing. But until you apologize to the original people, you never gonna apologize at all. So that shit right there can just be balled up. You could shoot it across the room in the garbage can, or lay it up into the garbage can, or you can burn it shit. Because it doesn't address the original people in which it's supposed to. Because even like I tell you, okay, now I got a couple of different numbers with this. Some people say, I've heard 90,000 people came over on the same training. I heard
hey bro, you hear me?
252,000.
Mic check.
And I heard a couple of numbers, right?
Yo. Hey bro, you can hear me?
Never asked themselves, and this is what people gonna make the mistake. This is how I would just easily demolish Jabari.
One.
You know them jokers over here, man. And then them niggas over here, I would demolish them in 3 seconds stop. 3 seconds stop. And I ain't gonna even put it out there because I'm tired of people like people don't give
mic check
when they put their information out there. And I see that. So, you know, pretty much like I said, I let people tread in their own waters. when I cross the lines, if I ever get an opportunity to reach out to them jokers over there, or if I ever had a time, because it's not a priority to really sit there and debate them, because they just trying to get views. But they can't ignore the fact that it's too many people saying we was already in. You got your own people in your own organization telling you that we was here. So once, you know, like I said, damn, what the fuck, Chief still ain't coming in? I don't know, maybe something wrong with the mic. But yeah, man, pretty much that's what it is, man. You know, you got your own people. You got James Small, but like I said, they over there talking about Kemet and talking about all this stuff. None of them want to mention that Peru is older than Kemet. None of them want to mention. None of them want to show you the people that they found in the Peru. I got the John Oberly pictures as well as I got the Chuchilla mummies with the dreadlocks. And then when you look at the mines on the mine wall, they got dreadlocks. So the gig is up. The gig is up. And you start looking, hold up. All you have to do is point to the Mardi Gras Indians, and that will wake people up and like, hold up, man. Why the fuck these niggas call themselves Indians? Chief, you back in the building?
Yo, can you hear me?
Hold up, man. Hold up. Let me see something. Let me see if I can fix something.
Yeah, everybody can hear me, but you can't hear me.
Hold up. Oh, I just muted you. Hold up.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
You're. Oh, what the hell wrong with Mike? I guess we have some technical errors on Chief Holiday. And Chief, try to drop out, come back in.
I got levels over here.
It wouldn't even be a debate.
I got levels.
It really wouldn't be.
I got
levels. It wouldn't be a debate. Once I start showing the pictures of what the people look like here, and then once I start showing you that these different terms didn't apply to the people, why is English people using the term Negro? Why is these people telling you that they enslaved millions and millions upon people here? They only tell you they bought 380,000 people. So they telling you they enslaved 5 million Indians in America. What does that tell you? Where these 5 million people go? They disappeared. So, and if them 5 million people was on these same plantations with the Indians, what would that? They would outnumber the Indians by 20 to 1, or some crazy number like that. So what would they become more of? That's it. Gig is up. The end. The debate is won. I mean, if there's a prize or something that should be awarded, you need to award that to me now, or you need to make niggas change their doctrine and make it change up, because there's no way once I start showing you that the pyramids in Peru is older than the pyramids in Egypt, what the people look like in Peru, because you equate, the only way you equate yourself to Egypt, the Egyptian or the Egypt is built by the people on the walls. And the only reason we do that because we don't have no identity here. We automatically assume that every time you see a black person, you come from that line. Well, that's not true. Your line is here in America, North America. Okay? So you gotta do your research. And like I said, you got people who got easy work to do. If you one of them Negroes who work, they go to church and everything, and your pastor telling you, all of y'all should take a DNA test and find out where you're from in West Africa. But he ain't gonna tell you at the same time that it was Indians took from here to West Africa and Europe. And the pictures in Europe prove it. They got fucking Indians black as day in Europe that they took, that they call black or more from America. So what if these what Indians look like, then this is my people right here. Because you're not going to sit here and lie to me and tell me, oh, it just so happened that all of the people came here on a ship. When you got people who resemble the people who you said that was brought here, that already here. So what happened to these people? Oh, these people just mysteriously died. We killed all these people off. Now check this out. They killed all the Indians off with their biology, with their bio warfare, which, like I said, with their chicken pox, their measles, their, you know what I'm saying, all the different germs, their syphilises, all of that shit. All that shit came from Europeans. All of them diseases and bacteria and fungus came from them. You understand what I'm saying? Because here we wasn't rolling like that. Here we had natural plants. People was not rolling like that. People wasn't living in propophilia, living in filth and dirt like it was in Europe.
Mic check, mic.
So that's, you know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that. So and then how if the people here could not take the biomatter or the
good night, God bless y'all, man.
stuff that was going on with the bacteria
I'm out
here, then how some Africans from some country gonna be able to withstand it? How? You tell me how. Because it's a fucking lie. They did not kill all these people here. Most of the people here you start seeing on the census after 1880 or whatever. And this is the reason why in 1880, who knows, that census that was burnt in 1890 might have showed you that all these black people started converting to Indians, man. And this is the reason why they take you to the 1900s and the Racial Integrity Act. Because when we got out, after the Emancipation Proclamation, when Reconstruction started happening, these people knew who the fuck they was. So they started voicing that. They started telling them that's the reason, one of the reasons why KKK and a lot of these places was established, to stop you from calling yourself damn Indian, or stop you from calling yourself that you was or that the original tribe. And you have to understand this. And this is facts, man. You can go back and study this or research it, but pretty much this is pretty much what it is, man. All right, he said peace. All right, peace, Chief. Peace. Catch up with Chief on Sunday, unless I do something or we get something done, or you check out Chief on his channel. Chief got a lot going on, whatever. But yeah, man. But ain't no smallpox. Yeah, that's right. Smallpox killed the Indians, but didn't kill the Africans. All right, it's supposed to have been Q&A, man. So if y'all got some questions real quick in the chat room, let's run through some questions real quick for like the next 30 minutes, and we're going to get out of here, all right? So let me see if anybody. Nah, I ain't mute his. I ain't mute his. Oh, what's his name? Yeah, nah, I muted it, but then I unmuted it. I was trying to see whether or not that what the problem was, but he might be having a technical problem, maybe with his phone, maybe with his wireless device or whatever. But Chief is in the building. All right, so about the community gardens. Oh, no sellout. Check it out, yo. Did you email me at Chief? Did you email? Matter of fact, I'm gonna put my email in the right here. Just in case if I missed it. Email me again. You know what I did? What I noticed? Real talk. My email is hooked up to my YouTube account, so I be getting a lot of videos in. So a lot of times I be skipping over a lot of stuff because I be getting a lot of stuff from YouTube. Let me see. That's it right there. Let me see what's going on. Let's see. Lex is on Sinetta. Lex on Sinetta now. I'll check that out later on. And Lex on there. He ain't Sinetta ain't trying to answer the phone. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We know Europe. We know what Europe was, how they was rolling over there. That's right. Yeah, we got afros over here. You don't see no dreadlocks in Africa. They try to tell you see dreadlocks. I mean, well, locks. Some people say, you know, they get mad when you see dreads or whatever. But excuse me. But locks. You don't see none of these hairstyles in Africa. Let's just call and got banged on. Oh shit! They hung up on him. So I know they hung up on him. They say no sellout. They say hi. Right, so you must have missed it. Hey, all right. Well, I'm gonna go back and check it though. I'm gonna go back and check it tonight. But I check all my emails, so when I get a chance, I'm gonna go back and check it tonight though. But the community guard. Well, what did you have specifically? I mean, if you could put it in the comment right now, the chat right now. What did you want to talk about? No sellout. See, dreads is cool, but Afro is power. That's right, Afro is power. So I never begged them for apology. Oh shit. Like I said, no. They said right. Yeah, man. I mean, shit. I mean, Sonetta don't really want to talk to Lex about that because Lex been dealing with us. So Lex, he gonna come with a totally different, even with that information. But like I said, they playing games, man, with this shit, man, because they know they even admitting it, but at the same time, he said, keep calling. Let me see. Called the nigga 30 times, man. And I get in at the wrong times. Like if I catch him talking about something and I call. Look.
It's not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
Sonetta, you full of shit. Beep. Yeah, Sonetta is really touched. You right, Carl. Peace, Sheena Miles. Peace, Langley. Peace, Lord Tariq. Peace, Chad Murdoch. Where you been at, Chad? Nah, I don't know if it's all good with Dark, man. I'm good, though. I'm good over there. I went over there and said peace in his comment. Niggas started going in on me. I ain't never do nothing to this brother. Nothing. I ain't ever do nothing to him, okay? If he got his views about it, yeah, I think that he wants some make it the same big push. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, real talk though. Like I said, nah, I ain't everything. I don't know if everything good on my end. I ain't got no problem with nobody. I have no problems with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much just straightforward with this information. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my peoples. The people who comment, the people who come in to give me and pull me up on information. Y'all my peoples, you know what I'm saying? And that's who I do it for. I don't do it for the other people who got platforms because most people who got platforms think they better to even give fucking props to the people who they learned it from. You know what I'm saying? I've learned more from people in my comments and in the chat room section than, you know what I'm saying, I've seen, you know what I'm saying, than people I've watched videos from. People drop all types of shit inside the chat room that give me inspiration to make videos. So I ain't sitting up here like, man, I was levitating last night and I so happened to find this information out to get to you guys. Nah, I was researching last night. I found this information and here you go. Peace, seek up truth. I attended for 10 years, but I didn't care. Said Nathan. Okay. Okay, I hear you, big Aboriginal American. Oh, they go. Oh, that's big Aboriginal American. Peace, big Aboriginal American. See, look, big Aboriginal American is in the chat room and Chief Holiday is in the chat room at the same time. You see that? Yeah, I know, Laney. Yeah, I mean, I ain't like I said, but you know what though? Immaturity, being immature is one thing, but being ignorant is another thing. You can't be immature and ignorant at the same fucking time. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the problem with a lot of people. They're ignorant. They don't humble themselves to the point to where they're willing to really sit there and look at it. If a person come on my chat room, because first of all, look, let me tell you something. I ain't got no weird relationships or with any other Aborigines. We cool. We people come on my platform. But like I said, if somebody else go on somebody else's platform, I'm not sitting up here, oh man, I don't mess with that person. Or he's a, listen, like I said, I haven't done research on the brother to know everything he did. Yeah, I know you said some stuff. I watched a couple videos that you posted or whatever, but if you knew all this, why would you fucking with him? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, like I said, a lot of people, and that's the same thing I got from him. And if it's true, I don't even know if it's true what he's saying. But the same thing Sonetta said about Polite. He didn't know Polite was scamming, and then at the end he started saying stuff about Polite. I don't know about what's going on with this brother. And I assume from what this brother do, I'm quite sure he didn't come out trying to he go around and do what he do. I don't know what he do. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't get mad if I don't know what this brother did and I go on somebody's platform and give an interview. Oh, so now I'm on that same level or whatever, and then you start coming at Chief Holiday head or whatever, and you know he's not this nigga in the chat room, and you still claiming that he is. Come on, man. And then like I said, I came in peace. I said peace. I was listening to the video, came in, said peace to the brother. Brother wanted to go in on me or whatever. Fuck it. You want to have all these people who don't like you in this community? That's cool. I don't give because like I said, whether you like me or not, I'm gonna keep making videos. So long as my subscribers, like long as my fucking 13,000 subscribers, which probably all 13,000 don't watch, which probably only 6,000-7,000 of them, maybe 3, 4, maybe 2, maybe 1,000 of them is only people who watch. But who cares? That's all. I'm happy. Okay, I'm not running around here information out. Some people can resonate towards my information, and that's what it is. It's not for everybody. Okay, but like I said, at the end of the day, man, it's about trying to be peaceful. How the fuck how you gonna have peace when you jump on everybody? You jump as soon as a person say something to you. Like I said, instead of he could have came and like, yo, you know what's going on or whatever. And if I felt like addressing them or felt like saying something, I would have talked to them about it. But don't just come at nobody head talking about, oh, they do not, because like I said, I listen, I embrace everybody. I ain't coming on here like I'm some pit bull. Oh, nah. Every now and then I go in hard. I go in super hard. But for the most part, I'm passive with this shit. I'm passive with this information. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I do get aggressive in my reading. Sometimes when I read stuff that I really didn't like, you'll hear me say something about it. But for the most part, I don't have no connections with people outside of Chief Holiday, AP Power, Lex, Vortex, and a few of the other Aborigines that I do rock with or whatever. But I really don't have no contact with them to where if somebody go on somebody else's platform and sit there and be mad, or you know he's a scam. How do I know he's a scam? You said it, okay? Doesn't mean nothing. The brother trying to come with some peaceful shit, then you know, I mean, look, the man still get mad views, still got people on his channel or whatever who still subscribe to him or whatever. So obviously, maybe these people don't believe that he's doing what you said he's doing. So like I said, I'm not gonna really get into that. That's something, situation that them two brothers need to work out. We did the interview. I enjoyed speaking to the brother. I believe it was a good bill, and that was it. And that was it. There ain't nothing that a person's supposed to be dangling you your head to the fire and saying, well, damn, you went on and did that. And then that shows a person's character. If a person is that much hateful and coming at you because of that, and then getting mad at you because of Moors or whatever, you shouldn't be making every fucking video about Moors. You shouldn't be. It ain't that way. You should be making more videos about these dirty Aborigines that sell us out, that sold us out. Then
Cherokee.
He's talking about some Moors when half of the Moors are fucking Aborigines in North America. When I say half of them, if right now, if a person like Dr. Reed Bates said, you know what, I'm not under the title of Moor, I'm under the title of Aborigine, then he got the right to do that. You can't go back and say, oh, he was a Moor or he claimed to be a Moor at this point in time. Nah, you can't. He got a right. He can switch up and call himself what the hell he want to call, and because that's what he really is. So you can't, and that's why I say, man, people come through the information or whatever, man, and people come, they learn, and then try to destroy the same, just like the Europeans did. They came, they learned, and they destroyed all the learning places and burned all the books. That's the same shit a lot of these niggas be trying to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's the same thing a lot of these people try to do. Every time research come out, oh, you can't listen to this person because he's pseudo. You can't listen to Bobby Hemmett because you can't understand what Bobby Hemmett talking about because it's not inside of a fucking college curriculum. So you get mad. You understand what I'm saying? Or you get mad because somebody used the term or something that you don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we at. And that's what makes a person like Lane said, immature, but you're ignorant too, because ignorance is a form of stubbornness. Stubbornness is a form of stupidness or whatever. So like I said, man, that's pretty much what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to really be on none of the bullshit or whatever. I'm just here to teach. I'm here, you know what I'm saying? I get my voice on everything, but I don't know everything. I'm still learning. I'm still learning myself. I'm still doing my own research, trying to find out where the hell I'm from. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, even though I have pretty much heard, but I need to pretty much document it. And I run into problems too. That 1819 thing where everybody keeps saying is true. Unless you find one of your grandmothers, or if you still have a grandmother at this point in time, and well, shit. If you got a grandmother at this point in time, I think it's 2018, and you figure if I'm 42, if my grandmother lived, my grandmother would probably be 80. My grandmother would probably be 80. And that means her mother probably was born, her mother probably was born in the early 1900s. Then you would have to really see what her grandmother had, because a lot of these grandmothers had these Bibles and kept a lot of these records, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to really go back. But like I said, it's a lot even with that, doing your ancestry, because you run into blocks that sometimes people don't recover. Sometimes you run into a block or whatever, trying to find out where you're from, and you don't recover from that. You might get deterred and never research for about another year or so. And then you might go back and say, all right, well, boom, you might find more or move forward. And sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes it's the energies that gotta move you along with this, man. But at the end of the day, you have to do your own research. You can't let no one is going to sit there and Google and do your research while I'm doing my research, doing, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own responsibilities in this. And your responsibility is your own research. So, sorry I didn't get around to all the questions. I did a lot more talking than answering questions. I appreciate y'all, man. Definitely coming through, man. As always. What up, El Warrior? How you been? Aboriginal Truth, El Warrior. That's a new one. I probably American Indian 2020. Peace. Lord Tariq, Camel Song, Seek of Truth, peace. Big Aboriginal American. Peace. That's funny as shit. But shout out to my brother Carl too, man. Shout out to thanks Carl for everything, man. Peace, Chad Murdoch. Leonard. It's an infighting. It's killing us. You're right. I'm not infighting. It's not killing me because I'm not infighting with nobody. These niggas is infighting. These niggas got problems with everybody. Everybody that come across these certain individuals have problems. Okay, everybody. Everybody. Some of these jokers be friends. Now they beefing, and that's the shit you should be worried about. That's the shit you should be worried about. The kid who can't play fair with everybody. You know what I'm saying? The who can't play fair with everybody. And that's the truth, man. Like I said, I have no problem with nobody, but I'm damn sure not gonna let none of these niggas in real time or YouTube time come at me in no disrespect. I ain't gotta meet you with the same disrespect, but at the same time, I'm at least let you know I don't want it, bro. I don't want no problem. But if other people want problems or whatever, they need to go find somebody else who's gonna keep feeding it. Because all I'm gonna keep doing is talking this real shit and just keeping it on us, the Aborigines, not keeping it on my personal feelings or getting caught up on one individual or saying, oh, this person said this, I'm gonna make a 4-hour video on this. No, I gotta teach about some shit. Not about keep talking about no individual or being caught up on that. No, that's like I said. I said, what happened if we all
challenge our status and say on the African. I don't know. That no sellout. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I wish this nigga would have answered. Let me ask y'all a question. Is Sinetta still on? Let me see if he's still on. That nigga. Is Sinetta still on, y'all? Was an Eastern Star. Said I have these rights and I can get wrong. She says at times, man, they say, please read. All right. I mean, yeah. You said your grandmother, they say my grandmother 2 times. I'm gonna tell you, grandmother was an Eastern Star. All right. You got my email, right, Camo Song? Look, what you can do is drop me an email and I'll give you or send me your number and I'll call you and we can talk about that. And like I say, anybody else, man, anybody else want to talk or whatever, just all you gotta do is, and I'm not, like I said, I'm 100. I don't play around with people or whatever. I've spoken to a couple people. I've spoken to Kimberly. I've spoken to Carl. I've spoken to a few people who come through. Email me. You got my email, Camel? So I'm gonna put my email in the chat room. I'm gonna put my email in the chat room. Just email me. Just when you email me. My bad, y'all. When you email me, just put it in there, put your number in there, or put a place where you like to speak, and we can talk, man. Cause like I said, I get tired of typing and shit. A lot of stuff, man, that you want to say to people, you gotta really say it to them. Yeah, exactly. Don't get upset. That's right. You say sideline touch. They block me, giving them a time. He was giving them a time off. Yeah, they don't want it. They don't want it. They, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I hope the brother Aboriginal TV go in there and rip them. You know, last time I was in a back chat with them, they was going in and they was going in with different scenarios. Hopefully everything work out. I wish the brother luck, and I'm gonna definitely listening to him whatever tomorrow. But like I said, it's no trapping me in. It's no trapping me in none of these holes. I'm gonna immediately destroy the word African with them. They ain't gonna be able to use that word African after I'm done with them. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna first dispute that fact, the word African. Then we're gonna go into some other things that they like to talk about, like these pyramids in Egypt or whatever. Once I start showing them the pyramids, and anybody with any common sense, bro. If I start showing you the pyramids in Peru, I start showing you John Oberly pictures of Paraguay and Peru. Okay, or what he said the people look like. Also, the dreadlocks, man. People, man, listen, anybody in their right mind see some mummies with dreadlocks in their head, they're gonna be like, hold up, man, them niggas right there, bro. There's no way you could tell me that these are any other people because it doesn't represent that in their culture. You don't see none of these other people in culture rocking any dreadlocks. You don't. You don't even see the Africans rocking locks, I mean. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, hold up. Yeah. So we got weak space. Let me see. You're not from Jersey, Chad Murdoch? Okay. All right. See, yeah, Sinetta don't know. I mean, but you know what though? A lot of brothers and sisters that came, man. You know, you can't even knock them. You can't knock the Dr. Benz and the Dr. Benz and the John Henry Clarks, and you can't even knock a lot of them brothers, man, because they was trying to find out where we was from. Hold up, Laney said, but at times we want. Do you think a person could change to Aboriginal and get your check? Say get your check. No, say get your check at the end of the week history. What you mean by that? Get a check. Get your check at the week. Yeah. Somebody change personal, change Aboriginal, get a check. What you mean? What, a welfare check?
Well, if you change your status, what you mean, like some type of check from the state or some type of government assistance? I mean, yeah, because it's still a contractual basis. See, you have a right to self-contract. So anything that the United States offer ain't nothing but a contract. So you always, even if you are operating your proper status, you always can go back and sign any contract. You can be a damn Indian of a chief and work a job and collect SSI or collect Social Security. So yeah, I mean, but see, in a lot of cases though, if you tax exempt, that has to represent it on your wages. You know what I'm saying? Because understand this, man. Even when you're working, we know that on the W-4 it tells you taxes is voluntary compliance. Well, most people, what you have to do is you have to file, do the W-4, and then change it after you get the job. See how that shit go? I ain't gonna go no further on that online. You want to talk about that, email me or whatever though. But yeah, nothing like private. That's right. That's right. That's right. But that's what, you know what though, Carl, on a real deal, we supposed to be private anyway. Because if you indigenous, that mean you private. That means public is anytime you're dealing with the United States and dealing with their laws. Private is when you're dealing in your personal capacity. And that means that you don't need no assistance from them. But you got to understand, they set us up in a position to where we need them. That's the reason why most of us fell, because we needed them. We needed, because after we assimilated into their society, we needed them because in a lot of cases, a lot of the Europeans that was coming over, like think of it like this. All right, you cool with the one group of Europeans, right? But you seeing more Europeans and more and more and more. They just keep coming here. And at the same time, they not respecting your right on your own land. So now you warring with them. And then the other Europeans are saying to themselves, well, damn, you know what? Like, should we say something or should we not? And they get involved. And you see how that shit trickles down to everything. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, anytime you can basically be, everything is contracts in this country. Everything. Anytime you sign your nature over, it's a damn contract. Anytime you gotta you gotta sign your nature over, it's a damn contract. Came on someone said times once I heard. He said the Morris flag. He said, Duke of Tiz been talking about. I mean, you know, some people say that, man. Like I said, I really, like, you know, I've heard stories like when I was really into like Morris history like that about Drew Ali going to the Congress and Congressional Hall and getting that flag or whatever. And like I said, I've heard stories about it was a giant fucking star. Well, what kind of star is that? A pentagram. That's a pentagram. That's a pentagram. But it's not. It's a pentagram. But it's, well, I think a pentagram is upside down. But then again, no, that is the star on the Morse sign is a pentagram. I have, like I said, on Children's channel, he said it was a motherfucking star here that was a mile long. That's where they get the object of the star from for this country. Because it was already somehow in the history. Because even when you start seeing these other tribes, I had a picture of an Indian brother who got all those same stars on his fucking and it's a dark Indian brother. He got like a quilt on with them same stars embedded in his quilt. So them stars, understand that star represents something in this country, man. Maybe we're not pretty much understanding it. Maybe it's something that went over our head. It's a reason why these people use the star. It's a reason why they use all them stars to represent this country. It's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I might not understand it wholeheartedly or 100%, but you got to think about that, man. It's a lot of stuff, and like I said, a lot of people can't really because they not well advised to talk about this shit because they scared to research certain information. And then, like I said, a lot of people not even researching certain information. They is researching it and then going back telling you that they never researched them, they never got none of this information from them or whatever. When they're the only people who I know for a fact, I've been in this shit for a long time. And I've been on every road there is as far as any is Aboriginal, from Dr. Cobb Winters to David M. Hotep to Harvest Butler, to, like I said, to Yaffa Bay. You understand what I'm saying? The Duke of Tears. So I have most of the scholars who was talking about this, Grand Surdom or whatever, who telling you was already over here. You know, we've been like, I've been on this shit. So I know most of the people on YouTube who was talking about this and who've been out teaching this shit for the longest. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, that's how I know. That's how I know people is full of shit. Because I know, because I've been researching this shit like crazy. And I know that there's certain avenues that I had to go down to really learn this shit. And this is real talk. It's certain avenues I had to go down to learn this shit. So, you know, like I said, man, people get upset about the information, but guess what, man? I'm a vessel, man. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn so I won't make the mistakes and I ain't come back to this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody want to come back to this after being a baby. Somebody wipe your ass and then fucking feed you, and you gotta go through, come back all over through this shit again. You know, what you say, Cam? What song you gonna look into it? Yeah, man. Look, Chief Holiday is in the building as well as Big Aboriginal America in the video at the same time. See that? But see, people so got ego, they can't even apologize and say, damn, man, you know, I was wrong or whatever. That brother didn't, that's not that brother. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. When you wrong, that's the problem. You can't, anytime a person can admit when they wrong, then that's a problem. That's a character flaw. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm ever wrong about any of the information, I'm definitely willing to address it, and I'm definitely willing to acknowledge my mistake. I don't know everything. Like I said, I'm a work in progress. You understand what I'm saying? And at the same time, we all need to understand that ain't nobody better than nobody with this information, because ain't nobody gets come out and tell you everything word for word. Some people play parts in different aspects of this information, but at the same time, no one can take fully credit and say, well, oh, I did this, or I did that. Nah, that's not the way it is. It's okay, you learned some things from him, you did some research, you learned some stuff, and then you happen to get stuck. So then you have to go back and learn stuff from this person, and then this person helps you get through the next step, and then you was able to do your research right there. So at some point in time, you do have research that you do on your own. What you say? Hold up, let me see. They say, who's the immigrant? They say, hold up. They say Kunis. Kunis Jesse Jackson was on YouTube talking about, I may be poor, but I'm somebody. The fuck out of here. Yeah, you're African. You're African from Africa. Don't know where you from. And that's the sad part. So I got to change my name. What you gonna change your name to, Jerome Miller? What you saying, jazzy, indigenous swag, love and light and positivity. That's right. Peace, peace, queen, peace, 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 peace. Or empress, should I say empress? You know what I'm saying? Peace, definitely. Yeah, child, what you say? No beefing, bro. Listen, I'm cool with this. That's like I can't really work that out, but I pretty much vibrated off of what you're saying. So yeah, I mean, like I said, peace to everybody. Means you're okay. Yeah, good. Oh, okay. I said like good money means you're okay. Yeah. They said you're fine, positive. They said yeah, that's what good money means. Yeah. Yeah, that's good money. Yeah, you're right. They said you're right. It's been a gumbo pot. They said I don't want to discredit any information. That's right, because it should have. Listen, I'm tell you something. Okay, you got people who was pointing out that you was Indians for the longest. Some people was able to elaborate on some information. Like I said, you go back, listen to the Duke of Tears Indian. When he talk about this Indian shit, wasn't nobody talking about this shit like that, man. Nobody. Wasn't nobody saying the shit he was talking about, the 5 civilized tribes. And he used to go in on about a lot of shit that I have never heard anybody go through. And if I never watched him, I would have never knew anything about a lot of stuff that I know. And I'm keeping it 100. I watch damn near every Super Hey rule or I listened to almost every superhero episode all the way to the last one in 2000 and I believe 14 or whatever. And that's how much I was hungry for the information. You know what I'm saying? That see, sometimes you get caught, you get hungry in the information. At the same time, listening to him and listening to other people and listening to other people at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like, I don't have to sit here and put out every video and tell you everything word for word. I can spark something and you can decide to do the research on your own. You said, did the islanders sell out more than the mainland Indians? If so, what? I mean, look at the islands now. Look at Jamaica. Jamaica is fucking ran by Chinese people. Look at all of the other islands out there. Look at the British Isles. The British Isles. That tell you yourself right there, like, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. We all sell out. And then think about it like this. I mean, people come in from other parts of the Americas and sell us out even more. And then, like I said, that's not for everybody, because you got brothers who come here and be like, oh, that's racist. It's racist as hell over here. And the only person they're gonna get to be able to experience that with is American Negro. They're not gonna be able to go to no other group of people in here and talk about racism with them. Who else they gonna be able to talk about? And that's what bring us together, because they like, man, fuck this. They still treat me like you. And then like I said, most people from the British Islands got the same names we got. Or some of them got the same names we got. You know what I'm saying? And that don't help. That don't make it no better, because they automatically assume to be them, to be just like us or be us, and they get treated the same way. See, they don't treat Africans like they treat us here. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They look at Africans like, you know, I don't know what the fuck they look at them as, but like I said, they come here and they get involved in everything. And let me get back to it. So I'm gonna rock out to 2 o'clock. Hey, y'all, just give me 1 second. Let me just grab some water. Bear with me. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, I'm back, y'all. What's up, Jaguar Omek? What's up, Shaq? Floyd, Shaqua Hana, Shaqua. Okay. It's African are very secret. Yeah. And you know what? Let me talk about this real quick while we're on this topic. All right, a friend of mine, actually my barber, he was telling me today that in Virginia, let me see if I can find this shit right here. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. All right, let me see if I can get his name. Bear with me, y'all. Let me see something. Because I'm looking at this article right here. This is a different article than the one I was listening to, but there was a brother in Virginia. He ran out somehow. He was having some type of nervous breakdown, or he was going through some type of situation or whatever, and he was naked or something. I don't know what happened to the brother, but something happened to where the police shot him. Now, one of the cops who shot him, the cop who shot him, they said, oh, the police, they said he identified as Marcus Davis L. Peters, 24-year-old brother. I believe the cop that shot him was an African cop. Yup, was an African cop. And this is the thing, right? See, we only sit here and talk about these white cops when these white cops do something. When none of y'all never talk about none of these immigrants that do stuff to the police, that come here and become cops, and they carry out pretty much the same racist ways as the Europeans do something. And that's the thing, like, you never, until you ever, like, let people or let the status be known, let them know you different. Like I said, most of these people come in these countries, they are so bent on pleasing this motherfucking cracker or pleasing this devil to the point to where they will carry his bitten out fully. You'll be sitting there telling, because they don't know. They don't know the law. They know the law in which they laid down. And that's what you see. That's why you see even the cop that tased the brother in Milwaukee, a Spanish cop. How the fuck Spanish come here and start imposing the same shit that Europeans did to us? And that's what I'm saying. And this is what you see. They come in, motherfucker come here and become cops, man, and then they just do the same thing that the Europeans did. So he shot the brother on the freeway. Seeing the brother ain't had no weapon. Seeing he wasn't armed. But still, the brother end up dead. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this is a problem or whatever. And like I said, I mean, there's solutions to it, but at the end of the day, the only solution they're gonna be is either ain't no change in no training or none of that shit. We need to start firing these motherfuckers and start suing them. And suing them is not even really working either because they think that that's an easy way out. So I don't know, but yeah, this shit keep happening. Let me see what's happening. Let me see. It's an Indian slave happened. Okay, yeah. Oh, y'all moving too fast in the chat room. I think they do know. Oh, say they sold the country illegally. Yup. American calling to the speaker so you can address the matter. Who American? Somebody got something they want to say? What's up, Aboriginal X? Let me see something. I'm a Wuka. All right, so I'm a Wuka. It's enlightenment. All right, let me see something. All right, America. I mean, I'm a Wuka. You saying? Are we saying there was no slave ships? I mean, what you want to call it? Slave ships? Slave ships or merchant ships? What you want to call them? Slave ships or merchant ships? Because I believe they was merchant ships. If the people came here to pillage and take shit back to Spain, then I believe that's some like a merchant. But even if the cargo was so-called slaves, see the slaves or the so-called POWs or the people who was in prison and captured was the people here. So even when we talk about slave shit, that shit can get confusing because we know that we went through this shit in this continent first, bro. So when they only tell you about African, that is a small part. The more larger part of this whole story is the fact that Black Indians was here and the Black Indians was the original POW slaves or captured people. So that's the more larger part to this. Any of the slave, because they exaggerated by having you think that these people was Africans. They don't never tell you that these people was already here. Yeah, peace, Cedric. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Shout out to the brother, like Dark Man, for bringing people here or people who got the content. I would never, like I said, man, brother Dark Man, me and him had some good conversations for like building and everything. And like I said, I have no problem, but we have to get rid of these fucking these problems of where if one person deal with this person, listen, I just want peace for all of these brothers, man. I ain't have to implement myself in nothing or whatever. I could have told the brother, nah, I ain't gonna do that, But I said, look, man, this might be a chance or whatever. But I see that whatever they got, whatever them two brothers got going on, it's something bigger than this shit right here. And I don't want to get involved with it or whatever. But like I said, I do a what's the name with anybody, because I might go on somebody what's the name on their platform, and their subscribers might come over here, and it's not their subscribers so I can make money. It's their subscribers so they can come learn some parts of the truth, and we can learn it together. That's what this shit is about. It ain't so much to sit up here saying, all right, well, I'm trying to get on another platform so we could take some of his what's the name, or say like, man, say, can you talk about the census and the 4-month possible travel to? All right, well, the census. All right, what census are you talking about? Because the first census was 1790, and 1790 until now. So what census are you talking about? Well, we talking about the impossible journey in wooden ships. So you thinking wooden ships can ride up 100-foot waves? Ride 100-foot waves while you got people at the bottom of the fucking ocean. I mean, at the far bottom of the boat. And these wooden boats are not like they didn't have some of the technology that they got now. So the bottom of the boat used to flood in a lot of cases. So you telling me you got people shackled, they already urinating, defecating, they having a menstrual cycle, as we know, right? Most diseases come from the bacteria within, or some of them come from organisms like such as plants that's out here. But a lot of bacteria come from shit you eat and stuff that's present inside your body. So you're telling me people can survive urination? Because think of it like this, right? If you lay in urine, you'll get what they call bed sores, because most people get bed sores because they urinate in bed and laying. Okay, and what happens is that, like, I don't really want to go into science of that, but just understand that urea itself is very acidic or whatever. So it definitely can do some things, but nonetheless, though, they tell you even with that can cause the lungs to fail. Just urea alone, just like if you was locked in the bathroom for X amount of time for about a week, so you might die in it because of the gases and everything, the shit that's coming out of you. You know what I'm saying? But cat running around the house, man. What the hell you doing? So my cat be bugging, yo, around 2 o'clock, yo. Every night she do the same shit, yo. I don't know if something in there or whatever, but yeah, every night she do the shit, though. But yeah, but just think of it like this, right? There's no way they gonna bring no millions of people. And then there's another way in which they was going back to Europe, man. There had to be another way because for them to take people over there, they had to go across that way. So we can't X the fact that they made some journeys over there. But I'm thinking that either they had to go through, like Curry Davis said, through the back, through like the Canada way or whatever, which make more sense. That's the reason why the English, or most of the Anglo-Saxons, right? Most of the Anglo-Saxons, right? When they came here, they came through the Canada region. They came through through that way. You know what I'm saying? They didn't come straight across. Like I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you how really Spain and them took a route here. Now, you know, Booker T. Coleman, a lot of people say that there are currents that'll take you straight out, but how the currents going to get around the waves? And that's something that you have to take into account. I'm not a scientist about the ocean, or I don't know. I'm not well advised to talk about that, but that's one of the concerns in which I would have with you telling me that there's a current that'll bring you straight here or whatever. Well, let me see you getting a draft and getting that. Don't tell me a story. Let me see you getting there and prove it. Other than that, it's just pure conjecture. I mean, we don't really know. For all we know, they could have had some type of, they could have had a fucking portal or something, and they was bringing people through. I don't know. But I'm telling you, like, if we sit up here, it doesn't make no sense for us to say, well, damn, okay, they wasn't bringing slaves over, but at the same time, we could read stories of them taking slaves back to Africa and Europe. So, like I said, that's something that has to be explained. But like I'm telling you, if they was going back through the back part of the water where it's icebergs and the water is not as like the Atlantic Ocean is a rough ocean. You can go back and look at ocean liners trying to cross the Atlantic Ocean. You can go back and see ocean liners trying to cross the Atlantic Ocean. You know what I'm saying? And they struggling to get through. So not less a little wooden boat with people at the Peace Vortex TV, Jolito. Is that Vortex TV? That's not a troll, is it? That's the real Vortex TV. Peace, George Macon. How you doing, my brother? Say Eric the Red came Canada. Say long before the Western Europeans. Yeah, okay. Wow, how slow their guns took. See the fire. Oh well. But you know what, Armor Wukan? It's not okay, all right, that is you, Vortex. Peace, man. Well, glad to see you back, brother. Armor Wukan, you got to think about it. It wasn't that their guns. It was the fact that they gave guns to Indians and people who knew the land. They gave the guns to your enemy or your people who was warring with you. And that's what people don't understand. This is what people fail to talk about when we talk about all this shit. They fail to talk about the fact that they was trading. When they talk about trinkets, the same thing they compare trinkets to now. They tell you, oh, your councilmen and your political people sell y'all for trinkets. The same thing they talk about the Indians we sold each other out for trinkets, for technology, for fire sticks. You understand what I'm saying? Because it wasn't for no food. We had everything. The only thing we didn't have was the power over each other. And that's what they gave most of these tribes when they gave them access to firearms or whatever. And in some cases, it really didn't work, but it's just the way they was able to engage with the firearms or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That was a problem or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot to go with that, man. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, all right. So American, Mr. Moby. Okay, that's what's up. Peace. All right. Heard Johnny Cartman win a slave decision. Yeah, that was true. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why they say they took him out or whatever. Gave him some type of aneurysm or something or whatever, and brother, you know what I'm saying, or some type of brain cancer or something. Like you never know, man. Same thing with Bob Marley, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like the same thing with Bob Marley. You know what I'm saying? We already know what happened with that, and that situation is even more weirder because the Joker whose son did it his father was a prominent politician. So like I said, man, hold on, let me see. Jazzy and Daddy said either way, both terms okay, say no African American and West Indian. So it was given to you. That's right. That's right. That's right. And that's the thing. We ain't gonna never. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna stop saying that because the same way at one point in time, I was trying to really visualize this through what Yafa Bey was saying, and it was kind of hard to visualize it. I had to research this for myself. You understand what I'm saying? And at one point in time, even this information, I sat here and said, I never figured this shit out, man. This is impossible. Like, this is an impossible mission to embark upon, or it's impossible to figure all this stuff out or to gather enough information on it. But we pretty much did it. Like I said, and it's enough people who see, you probably see different things that I'm not able to see from different angles. And pretty much that's why I see through a lot of the comments, a lot of people post. I gotta go back. I haven't been reading my comments probably the last 2 days. But I'm gonna go back and read them tomorrow because I've been running around trying to get some things, some business taken care of. And sometimes it takes me about an hour to look through all them the comments and everything. But I'm gonna definitely get through them. So for people who do leave like like little posts and little websites and everything, because it'd be a lot of important, a lot of informative information people be leaving, and I definitely appreciate y'all or whatever. And that's why I say, man, it's not no egotistical thing here, man. Because at the end of the day, man, this is like, if it was egotistical, like, I would be feeding people this information. I wouldn't give it to you as much as I do in abundance or whatever. Like, I would be like, all right, give you a little bit, and you make it come back. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? And that's how all that shit is, man. You know, I mean, all right, so let me see. I'm gonna read through some more of this, man. We're gonna rock out probably for about another 20 minutes. Check out the poster where they sending people to Africa. I posted it many times on my channel. Post. Oh yeah. Aboriginal. Actually, I seen that. I seen that too, my brother. I seen that. Yeah, I seen that, bro. Yo, hey, Aboriginal X, did you ever find out who that brother is on on your what's the name? Your logo for your channel? Who was that brother right there? And another thing too, right? Another thing, right? It's a symbolic reason why you see black people wear feathers and hats. That's a reason. It's a reason why we was wearing feathers and hats. All right, so I mean, like I said, man, I could be some additional research, and I'm gonna look it up when I get a chance, whatever. But that feather in the hat thing is something that we've been rocking for a long time. All right, what you say? I seen Jamaican apples and shit. Funny, they don't look like ours. Nah, you know what though, big Aboriginal legend. Nah, I can't say that because I got a brother downstairs, right? I got two. It's two. I got a Guyanese brother downstairs, and it's a Jamaican brother downstairs. He got an afro. He had an afro. So I've seen Jamaicans wear. All of us can grow. All of them. I'm telling you, all of us. Haitians, Jamaican, all of us are the fucking same. And the same thing, because think of it like this, right? Think of it like this, right? When you see Africans come over, think about how nappy Africans' hair is, right? But guess what? I've seen Africans with weaves in their hair. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's because all you have to do is take care of your texture of your hair. Once you take care of it, once you add moisture to it, it enrich and your hair will change. It wouldn't be as dry and unmanageable as it is. That's why we always work with oils and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So they pretty much got the same thing. When you look on the Jamaican logo, you see the Aborigines on there with the same shit. And think about this too. Remember, it's islands off of the coast of Georgia that is considered the Caribbean or considered the parts of the Caribbean. So it's a lot even with that, because like I said, even when you look on Georgia, like their little logo that they have, I'm sorry, not Georgia, Jamaica or whatever. When you look on it, you'll see the people, Aborigines, looking just like the people in Virginia with the same feather crowns on. You know what I'm saying? And afros. So I mean, like, I don't know, maybe some places you sing, but I believe they can get them too, because I've seen brothers with fucking with with braids, and they had these big afros. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Jamaican brothers with braids and stuff like that. People who you probably wouldn't even think that was like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I ask people, most people where they from. Like, even if you black, I ask you where you from. Where you from? Where your people from? And then, you know, most people say, oh, my mother was such and such. My mother was from here, and my father was from there. Or nah, all right, my people from down south. Or they like, oh, my people from such and such. Or most of the time, like, you know, most of the time I get thrown off because like it's a lot of Africans, or well, most of the Africans I know that's Africans. But a lot of Jamaicans throw me off. And a lot of Haitians throw me off. A lot of Haitians throw me off. Or whatever. And it's hard to really tell, like, if they like it's hard to really tell them from us sometimes. Like, real talk, it's a lot of Jamaicans you can't even tell that's Jamaican, that you would think that was one of us. Or a lot of the same thing, because we the fucking same people. We ain't no different. To some of us, we might have different tones and different colors to it, but at the end of the day, we all pretty much look the same. You know what I'm saying? But let me move on. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. They say, what happened in America in the 1300s? What you mean, what happened in the 1300s? Hold on, let me see something. Let me go back up. Let me go back up. Hold on. All right, now Aborigine X. He say, nah, I'm still searching. He say, I think it might be John Horse, the Seminole relative. Yo, that picture is deep as hell. You need to make a T-shirt out that shit, bro. Yo, I got some apparel, some Aboriginal apparel come. I got a website and everything, yo. I just don't want to post it yet because I'm thinking about changing the person who I'm getting it from. I don't like their T-shirts. I don't like their T-shirts. I have a better idea if I get my own shit and do it that way. But I'm still in works with that though. But yeah, that'll make a nice T-shirt, yo. Word is bond. What you say, Big Ivory? I said most. Look, you say, look at you saying, boy, that's right. Look at you saying, boy, look just like a nigga. But you gotta understand, they get more sun out there, so it's different because they get more sun. In North America, we got a canopy out here. It's different than it is out there in the Caribbean. The Caribbean are constantly in the sun. Look at, like I told you, and I'm telling you, you shit straight up, man. A lot of them, look at them fucking Dominican players that play baseball. Some of them niggas you cannot tell from us, man. You cannot tell the difference from them and us. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with Jamaicans, Haitians, all the people in some of them islands. Some of them people in the islands might have stronger features, but for the most part, you like, you know what I'm saying? Peace, no shout out. Let me see something. So you say, hold up. All right, so honorable Khan say my hair's nappy as hell. They say, but my older brother and sister. Nah, but what you gotta do is, it ain't that your hair is nappy. Yo, I'm gonna tell you some real shit, right? For anybody who got nappy hair, use Shea Moisture products. Unless you got some organic way that you doing it. But I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Shea Moisture products, yo, that shit. When I had real thick and nappy hair too. It changed the whole texture of my hair, yo. It changed the whole. I mean, not to where it's like straight. It's still nappy, but it got more like it enriched it. It enriched it a little bit more, or whatever. Because they got some hella different shampoos. Sometimes I can't afford to get their soap all the time because the soap costs like the liquid soap costs like $10 for body wash or whatever. And sometimes I'll be a little bit out of my range, so I'll be working with my man because my man be making organic soaps and everything. So but yeah, I get that shampoo because no other shampoo is like that. They got the best shampoo. And like I said, but yeah, your hair nappy, you wash your hair, get some Shea Moisture and see which one that fits your hair texture, and then just put coconut oil in it a couple times. And that right there can change it. But I know now it's getting hot and I know how my hair gonna dry up. So, like I said, if you come out and you roll correctly like that, you'll be good to go. Let me see. And y'all going out a lot of messages, man. All right, but you said the 1300, like, man, I'm not really sure, man, because I heard that the times is switched around. That the 1700s was really the 1300s, man. And remember, they said that they added 400 or 500 something year. They say right now the year is supposed to be 14. What? Hold on, let me get this correct. I believe it's supposed to be 1438. It's the year supposed to be 1438. This is, I seen these on certain calendars that they added for 1438, added on 1438. I'm not the best in math, y'all, but I believe that's 400. That's 488 years or 478 years or some shit like that. It's something around that much. I'm not sure. So you got to really do some research on that. Let me keep it moving. Let's Vortex, man. You got to get back up and rolling, man. Get back up and rolling, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Definitely get back up and rolling, bro. A lot of good work. So I'm a Wu Khan. All right, aka Mr. Mosley. Okay. I said what I get out of studies and China slave trade was opposed to slave trade. All right. That's what it was. The transatlantic slave trade was here. It started here along the Atlantic Sea, Terra Nova. That's where it started at. Because you start hearing stories when you start really doing the research about, all right, boom, these people telling you that what made me start saying, and even I started questioning the stories that people tell you about, they bought all of these Africans. The majority of Africans went to Brazil, and that's a fucking lie. That's a lie too, yo. That's the biggest lie they ever told any of us. I don't know how many people they bought here, but it's not as many people as they saying that they bought here. It was more people sent around the world than that was bought here. That whole thing they tell you, oh, they took all these millions of people to the Caribbean, and no. So what happened to the people who was there already? Where they go? Why all them islands got black people? And why we find skeletons that people saying is Negroes already in it? So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't fit. And then when you read the slaves in Seville, they tell you once you understand, this is all you have to understand. And this is coming from me, okay? And just remember, you heard it here first. When Columbus comes here, Columbus see people wearing gold and everything, all right? So he starts immediately like, that's what they came here for. They came here for resources in which that can be used and that they can sell or whatever, or they can be used to trade to get other resources. So they wanted the gold, right? So when they found out that it wasn't that much gold, then what they did was start taking the people. So they took these people across there. When word got out to places like Portugal and France, they started coming over here. So Portugal came over here next. So Portugal, so you think the Portuguese came over here after Columbus just brought back 1,500 people? They came here and took slaves immediately? Yeah, you got to be out of your cotton picking mind if you believe that. No, they came here and emulated the same thing that Columbus did. You understand? They came and emulated the same exact thing that Columbus did. That's just like, yo, you saying, I come back saying, well, look, all right, well, we got this over here, and then you rush me back to go steal the same thing I just told you about, or it became so much of a problem to where the king in Spain had to designate Portugal and Spain different locations, because it was to the point to where they was just like stepping on each other's toes with this shit. And that's the reason why sorry about that, put some on this. But that's the reason why you hear like Puerto Rico, all right, because the Portuguese was there. That's who was in Puerto Rico. And they created the thing. It was from Iowa. It was already black people there. And the reason they look the way they look is because the Portuguese came in. That make why you think all them islands surrounding them are all black. Cuba, with the exception to the white Cubans, what is there? Black people. Puerto Rico, with the exception to the white Puerto Ricans, what's there? Black people. DR, with the exception to the lighter ones, what do you have? Black people. And Jamaica and Haiti and all these other countries, you see nothing but black people. The only reason you see any lightening of the skin is because of Europeans that came there prior to that time. So even when you start talking about so the Portuguese, when they went in Brazil, they did the same thing. That's why they tell you the Portuguese men were sleeping when the king got a letter stating that the Portuguese men were sleeping with the women in Brazil. And this is the reason why you see the people look the way they look out there. Well, in Brazil, you still can find people who look just like you. Look at Lene, that played for the Rockets with the dreadlocks. He from Brazil. And he look just like one of us. He looked just like a North American nigga. You won't even know. You couldn't even tell the difference until he opened his mouth, and you could tell by his last name. You know what I'm saying? Well, like I said, at the end of the day, they came over here and implemented the same thing. They came here and tried to do what Columbus did. So therefore, they went to Brazil, taking people from Brazil back to Portugal. Not to mention, they already have a Portugal black population from the Moors who was already there, or the black Europeans, or whatever you want to call them, or whatever the melanated people who was there prior to that. Okay? So, like, you gotta really know the history, though. But yeah, they implemented pretty much the same thing. So hold on, let me see this guy. TV. TV. Wants you to prove your Indian with paperwork. Nah, he ain't. I mean, hopefully, man, he worked out. I ain't gonna hate on the brother. I hope everything work out with you, Ab TV, man. I hope everything work out with you, my brother, man. Yeah, word up, bro. Let me see something going. It's chemical paperwork. Yeah, dude, look, hey, Aboriginal TV. I'm gonna tell you, listen, bro, do your own thing when you go in there, man. But I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Don't forget you've been stripped of your culture. So questions that you can't answer, like they're gonna ask you, like, oh, speak your language. Just let them know, nigga. Your culture has been reconstructed. Just like their culture. They don't know where the fuck they from over here. So that's a question that's irrelevant. The relevant part is just proving to get them guys to believe. They already said it, but you have to go deeper into it. You have to prove that America has older relics than Africa has. That's what you have to really go into. That's what a real reach. That's what you gonna have to really crush them with, because a lot of them already self-admittedly said that. Oh, let me see something. Let me go back right here. All right, right here. All right. All right. Let me see what Big Aboriginal say. Aboriginal TV. Say sure 3-way. It's with Brother Calloway. All right. It's a camel. No, I'm just reading through these little comments right here. Yeah, man. Make sure. I mean, yeah, but you know what they're gonna ask you? Only thing they're gonna say is this, man. See, one thing you gotta do with them dudes, what I see that will be effective is first you destroy the word Africa, and you make them understand that word is just applied to us. That's number one. What you have, because they're gonna keep alluding back to the point that we're all Africans. You want have to, that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I remember listening to Peter Moon one time. Like Peter Moon wrote a book about Montauk experiments, right? And some weird shit. You know, I ain't gonna get all into that. I ain't gonna get on, but nonetheless, though, he was saying that they were saying that one of the oldest civilizations or oldest pyramids was in Romania, right? And he was trying to explain that shit to A.A. Rashid, and A.A. Rashid didn't understand it. He kept saying, well, we're told, well, we believe that our research comes from Africa. And he wouldn't understand. He didn't, I mean, even though he's a very bright individual, man, but he just couldn't get fathom that it was black people all around the world prior to the Europe. See, the European fucked us up with these different continents. All right, well, this country is where white people came from. This country is where Chinese people came from. This country where Indians came from. This country where black people came from. And then in America, the original people of America are more mongoloid looking Chinese people. Okay? This is what they told us, right? But not knowing that the whole country, the whole world was black, man. Even in China, bro, the Japanese people with dreadlocks, Chinese people who was already there, dark-skinned Chinese people that live all the way up in the hood, all the way up in the hill, and they go on and on and on and on and on. Okay? So, like I said, man, when you look at it, people don't understand that there's pyramids in Romania that might be older than pyramids in Egypt. But we looked at the timeline. Egypt probably was like number 5 or number 4 on it. They try to say the Mesopotamia, but I believe that the Mesopotamia is actually over here too. I believe that they just don't want to admit. I think that the old civilization is over here. You know what I'm saying? The new world to them is the old world to us is the new world to them. But it's actually the old world in all actuality. Let me see. Let me see what y'all got, man. Give me some questions, y'all. They say hit them with the Constitution. They say it's for my people. It's not for me. I'm just a messenger. That's what's up, man. That's a good way to look at it, man. What's up, indigenous American? Peace, my brother. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, man. It's not for you, it's for the people, man. You know what I'm saying? That separates, people who really do research and really have, because if you really a researcher, man, you cannot abandon the people who you got research from, man. You can never do that. Even if some of the situations are weird surrounding them, people still relate back to Sigmund Freud, right? You think these Europeans don't fuck with Sigmund Freud? He might have been a pedophile and a cokehead or whatever. You think they don't look at him as one of the brightest individuals of their time? What do you say on the essay form? Say right check. All right, well, essay form is basically some people say it's for employment, but like I said, when you go down this lane, you see everything, and you try different try to get remedies. But that works too. I mean, I did that too. But at the end of the day, if you checking off any of their classifications on there, you still putting yourself. You still, like, even when you check off on the 181 form, and they say, oh, white American, American Indian, being non-Hispanic or whatever, like, it should be something on there the way you can't say other, but you're still gonna be under that jurisdiction unless you get that and you type an affidavit on there and you let them know that you can take, because it is people who have done it. The Smithsonian Institute tells you that the first Americans resemble Africans, Pacific Islanders and Australia. They tell you that themselves. So where do these people go? Where do they go? Now you're telling me that the modern Native Americans, so these people are new. So where did the oldest people go? Why can we find the modern when we can't find? Because they already reconstructed your whole shit. Let me see. He said, I think African came here for war, not for slaves. When are you talking about the Maroon Khan? You saying Africa? You think Africans came here for war, not for slaves? When you talking about now in this day and age, I don't know. I don't really, like, most of the Africans I run into, they be humble. Some of them. There's some of them you do get some, but for the most part, they do be humble. Like they don't be wanting no problem. They be wanting acceptance from us. I mean, and then when we don't get them acceptance, is when they get pissed off. You know what I'm saying? When we come here, but you have to understand, because we look at a lot of shit that they do be coonish. We be like, yo, so all right, we say like, man, Dr. Rich Kettles, as they said, DNA only measure. That's right, and you'll be a fool. So if it only measures zero, if he's telling you it only measures 0.1, and I think he's doing, I don't know if he's doing both lines, the matriarch and the matriarch and the patriarch. I don't know if he's doing both, because that's the DNA test that a lot of people tell you to take. But that still ain't gonna prove nothing, because if they got the market set for fucking Asians, it ain't gonna make a difference what you do to prove that you was over here. Because only thing you can prove is through trying to prove that it's a conspiracy and that they hiding it. That's the only thing you can prove. You cannot prove no. There's no way you're gonna find no Native American DNA in you. And then, like I said, there's so many different ways we can look at that and tell you. I can tell you how many different ways it's a fraud. Because understand this, we know what. Listen, all right. If any of y'all on this page by now, y'all know what the images look like of what the people who was over here. Okay. Now, how do the people? We look more like the images from the images that I showed. We look more like that than the Mongoloids look like that. So why is the Mongoloids DNA still coming up and yours not? They don't look nothing like them. They ain't got the hair structure. They ain't got the dark skin. They ain't got none of the characteristics in which that their genetic structure will match up according to science with. But how is that happening? How is that happening? You understand what I'm saying? But even like I said, there is no DNA that's going to tell you a Native American. This is straight facts, because they telling you, unless you can go back and use the Smithsonian Institute and use that clip and let them know that, yo, y'all lying about this shit, because y'all already said that the oldest. So if you say that the oldest ones resemble us, then where are these people at that resembled us? Oh, they went extinct. Why? Because you telling us that? You want me to believe y'all kill all these people off and y'all ain't in prison, or y'all ain't brought up on war crimes? Well, so what happened to the first inhabitants of America? Oh, they went back to Africa. Okay. But yeah, the 0.1%, that's all bullshit. All bullshit. Man, we look like Pacific Islanders. All right, so hold up. Nonetheless, so Moors not kicked out of America. Said America, 7 African. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me go back. They found well bones in the middle of the desert. Yeah. I concur with that. I seen that shit. They found a lot of things in the desert. But if you look at Africa, nonetheless, most of Africa got dry land, man. When you look at most of the Northwest, all that shit had to be fertilized, man. What the West African countries was just fertilized within last. And guess who went over to the fertilizer? The best farmers on the planet, the aborigines of North America. Okay. That's why, because like I said, think of it like this, right? There is no country in South America, with the exception of Guatemala or whatever that country was, that just went through that economical hardship or whatever. But most of them countries over there have an abundance of fruits, vegetables, and shit that grow naturally. You understand what I'm saying? Things that grow naturally. All right. So let me see something. But yeah, I mean, in Africa, you see a lot of countries over there starving, because like even when you look at Ethiopia, that shit look dry. Shit like ain't nothing growing, ain't no trees. You don't see no trees. You know, that shit just like a wasteland. Like, yo, like somebody just dropped them off there in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of a wasteland. You understand what I'm saying? They just dropped them off in the middle of a wasteland. I gotta try to keep it down because it's like 2:30 right here where I'm at. Whatever. So let me read some more of this. Let's see. So none less for black people. Say no laws called. All right. Yes, I'm going to kill DNA tomorrow. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, bro, there is no DNA. The only reason why they're able to match us up, and I got two theories on how they're able to match us up over there. One theory would be that they're able to match us up through they're able to match us up um through the genetic code. Like, so when I say genetic code, there's still a code to where they can pick up and see if you have similarities to other people. So because you have dark skin, because you have brown eyes, because you have woolly hair, you know what I'm saying, because you had a certain, certain nose shape, certain, certain DNA markers set off. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. If they test anybody who look like that, it's going to come back. But they putting a marker, they're using the word marker, meaning that they marking it somewhere. Okay. But if your information is incorrect, and you could be doing everything, they could be doing everything they think is right, but they could be marking you in a place that you ain't never been or never came from. So, like I said, that DNA, man, that's a real easy crusher. And they even tell you on the sites that it's for entertainment purposes. And shit, I've been rocking out for a minute, man. Let me see what y'all talking about before I get out of here. I'm about to get up out of here, though. See, Africa is development partner. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Africa is, and that's what they do. How is it a development part when the people keep yelling over it? Oh, Africa got all these resources and they got everything. No, they got resources that people want to use now because these bastards then dug all in the fucking planet and then depleted the world of the resource. So now they need to find more. So they go into a place to where they wasn't able to inhabit like that. That's it. You see in Africa, in certain parts of Africa, but you don't see nothing growing, and that's just like certain parts in America. Once you get across most of the inhabited parts was around the coastline. You know what I'm saying, or around pretty much lakes and different areas like that. But right there, like Arizona and all that, so what the hell is out there? Who the fuck would live out there if there wasn't no lights? Like me and Chief be talking all the time. Even in like Arizona and Nevada, whatever, bro. If there was no lights out there, man, who the fuck would live out there? Now I'm going to Arizona or Nevada, but I know that they both is deserts. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's a lot to think about. You live out in the damn desert or whatever. Like, it's easy. You can live out there with modern technology, but if ain't no technology, you ain't gonna be living in no damn. You're gonna be living there. You're gonna be living around the coast, and that's what you're saying. Most of the trading posts it was from Louisiana, it was the Mississippi that came down. The Mississippi go all the way up to Canada, and go all the way down. The Mississippi go all the way. Mississippi starts from Canada and runs all the way down to the Caribbean. So it started there in certain maybe a little outskirts or whatever, but from there to Virginia to like the Caribbean, all the way out even in South America or whatever, and all the way up to Canada and back all the way to the Mississippi, heading down by Great Lakes and all that. So, that's all of the abundant places where people was living at, you know what I'm saying, California, you know what I'm saying? But California had their own black people, and you can see that for yourself or whatever. Like I told people, if you're a 49ers fan, you need to look up what the word 49ers mean or who was the 49ers. 49ers is a bunch of snakes that came in to get the gold, and but if these people tell you the story and give you the idea that everything that they did was right, then you screwed. So I'm about to get up out of here, man. Let me see what y'all got before I get up out of here. Listen, like man, the Moors are not foreigners. There is no such thing as Moors, man. They was not calling people Moors. A Moor is a descriptive term, man. There's no such thing as let me see something. There is no, people keep saying the Moors are foreigners. A Moor is a descriptive term, man. This is what, see, what the problem is this. People can't get out their mind the fact that you got the Moor Science Temple of America. The Moor Science Temple of America kind of, it kind of helped us and kind of hurt people because people can't understand what's going on. Prior to the Moor Science Temple of America, okay, there was no Moors. A Moor was a descriptive term of people. There was no other association or group of people called Moors that was in that capacity like the Moor Science Temple. The word Moor was just like, oh, he black. That's just another term, a descriptive term. Or any non-European or something in that order. It wasn't, oh, they was from North Africa, because that is a lie. Okay, because Europe was it was black people all in Europe already. They didn't come from Africa. They calling them Moors too. You understand what I'm saying? They was calling them the same thing. But like I said, man, you gotta understand it's a descriptive term, man. Can't nobody change that. It ain't have nothing to do. Ain't no, prior to the MSTA of America, which was established in 1913 or whatever. Prior to that, there was no other. They just telling you that they was referring to you as it, just like they refer to you as black, and no one gave you that term black. So, like I said, man, you gotta really do your research. Don't let people keep telling you or lead you. You know what I'm saying? And this is what a lot of people do. Let me see what's going on. Great resources, but to manage. Yeah, great resources, but don't use. Yeah, you're right. It's like linear is indigenous to parole. That's a good shout out. Even Ratliff, you say linear is indigenous to Peru. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But you know what though? Lineum, it basically is all probably in Africa and over here, or probably in that land territory we refer to as Africa. I don't even like calling it Africa, but through that landmass over there. And then understand it's only a certain landmass, so we can even narrow that shit down to the country that it grows in. Does lithium grow in every damn part of that continent, what we call Africa? Let me see something. I said Mississippi, you know, they say, all right. They say Kawa Isle. They said, I'm thinking many Moors originated here and took our knowledge across the earth. They say, but lit to those. They say, God, they say, for feeding them. Yeah, pretty much. That's how I look at it, too. That's right. The Empress, that's right. She ain't no foreigner. But you know, even people was trying to go in on her. Like, these people is crazy, man. I've never met a bunch of individuals, man, that, like, you know what I'm saying, that just don't do research, man, at all. Oh, you said Arizona has a forest. I ain't never seen that shit. I need to look that up. Honorable Khan say Moors have also a title here. It's in the tribe of America means Sagamore. So you saying that the Sagamores, you said this, but nah, but when you listen to Turtle Gang trying to tell you that the Sagamore ain't got nothing to do with that. But like I said, I'm not gonna be the one that tell nobody none of that shit, because people already think like, oh, I don't push nothing. I'm telling you, listen, what freaked me out about all this shit was this. Let me tell you what freaked me out about all this shit was this. What freaked me out was when I seen them Broken Day Moors. Okay, let's put this on the side right here. I seen the Broken Day Moor, right? Then what else I seen was the fact that tobacco, they didn't have tobacco nowhere in the fucking planet until they came to Virginia. Okay, so when you see the Rokende Moor wearing feathers and wearing like so-called Aborigine attire, you're looking like, hold up, man, like that's an American, because they ain't got tobacco in Africa, obviously, because they get said it. So that has to be in America. So they was already calling people here that, and most people can't understand that. I'm not telling you that you called yourself that. I'm telling you what they called you. I can call you fucking an asshole. That don't mean that you want to, that's something that you are. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you answer to it, then I got you. And this is what most of us, in many occasions, we do. Well, because we don't know who the hell we are. Okay, but I mean, to each his own, man. People think that the Moors just part of the MSTA. No, the Moors in antiquity, and it wasn't no group of people called Moors. It was any black, dark-skinned person who was that. That's it. Let me see something. That's why even when you looking up the hundred facts, when you look in the 100 facts of Black Indians in the Western Hemisphere, he talks about the Moors crossing, but he say European Moors. He specifies it. He says African Moors, European Moors, and American Moors. This is what he says. Whatever. And it's not that he's saying that, okay, see, and like I said, man, you guys got to do your research. Man. You got to do your research. Now, even when I say about the MSTA America, this is my theory on what I read and what I studied about Drew Ali, that Drew Ali went around the world, that he was that he went to Egypt, and he went through some mystery school or something, and he passed it. He learned what happened. He learned some secrets and brought some secrets back to his people. That's all I can get from that. You know what I'm saying? Because none of his teachings, it ain't no real fitna. It ain't nothing that's really something that you can be like, oh, this man is an evil man, or this man is a bad man. Nah, you can't even find too much literature that tells you that you know what I'm saying? And then other people challenge the literature. They try to say, well, oh, this is not that. Well, listen, let me tell you like this, man. The man existed. People knew who he was. I'm from North New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? There was a couple of different ones out here until he went so-called back to Chicago. And that's it. Like I said, you study your own stuff and you do something. But I tell you one thing, you can't study no history and not study him. All right, so what else we got here, man? Say, but Moore was a title. All right, so Saga Moore, I got to do some research on that Saga Moore. I do know that the so-called chiefs or the heads of the family was called Saga Moors. Let me see, man. Y'all going in. It's a bunch of information, man. Let me see. All right, say Moors was Saga Moors in America. Say tribe meant head of the tribe as opposed to sachem. Oh yeah, you're right. All right, Sachems and Sagamores. All right, I was thinking when you were saying Sagamores, I was thinking Satchel for some reason, but yeah, you are absolutely right. It say was the overhead of the tribe. It says Sagamore. Yeah, you're right. The Sagamore had a different. Yeah, all right. Say Moors was called black people, and they started calling people Negroes. Okay, Chad Murdoch say, "Come on," she said, "Moors came here." Nah, it wasn't the Moors. It was black Europeans, man. That's all it was, man. It ain't no such people really as the Moors. These people who we equating to be Moors really had other names that we don't know. You understand what I'm saying? That's the thing, man. Like people say before the Moors was in Egypt or whatever. In Egyptian. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know. Are you referring to Mussolini army? Them are not Moors. Just because they got a fez on their head, I don't mean that they see that. Understand this, right? Go back and look at Google Moors. Okay, when you Google Moors, you're gonna see new Moors with fez on their head. When you go back, you're gonna see most of the Moors had turbans and they was wearing they had their hair, they had their shit wrapped up in garments and everything. And that would lead you to believe that these brothers had to be coming to the Americas, but they was not just called Moors. This is the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? They had different titles of what they was being called. These are just other so-called melanated people in different regions of the world. Okay. So let me see what else you got to say before you okay. All right, but yeah, that's not definitely when you see them black, when you see them brothers standing up with them feds, when they ain't got nothing to do with no more science temple, ain't got nothing to do with no more than that type of more is what you guys thinking. Oh, that has nothing to do with that. They say no more the Caribbean. South would say they say region similar to their own North America. No, they say hold up. They saying similar to their own Europe, North Africa, and North America. What you think the Maroons was? Hmm? Why do you think the people in Dominica use the word Morano? What do you think the word? Well, and that's another thing. The word Negro don't just mean black; it means brown too. And the same thing Morano. Morano means brown too. And when you look at maroon, what color is maroon? Maroon is a dark brown color, like chestnut brown. What do Chief Warhorse say her people look like? She said put together like a brown piece of leather or something, or she say chestnut brown. This is what she said. She said chestnut brown. Look at the maroon. Okay. So you have to look at that. Let me see something else. Yeah, I believe that is the Mississippi is in let me see. What's that? International knowledge and cross. Yeah, you can say that too, man. I'm not listen, bro. Them brothers that was over in Europe that was intermingling with them Europeans, that shit fucked everything up because what happened as a result to that was they gave title of nobility to mulattoes. And when the mulattoes got the title of nobility, they had feelings for both sides. So because they had feelings for the European side and the black side, their fucking integrity was compromised in most times. So this is what led to a lot of things. And the same thing happened here. The same exact thing happened here. So I'm gonna read a couple more, and I'm getting up out of here. We can do Q&As, man. Definitely again. The Grand Canyon, yeah, Grand Canyon, yeah. I believe it was a flood out there too in the Grand Canyon. It had to be some type of flood out there. Let's see. Okay, all right, my bad, y'all. I got a little caught up for a minute. All right. You say what? Shamrock, Caribbean, South America flag, and more fine. I don't know about that. Spanish Moors representing in the island summer festival. Yeah, y'all got a bunch of questions tonight. Saying nobody has more channels on more easy contract than line with the eye. Caves and Mongoloid. Yeah, I seen that. You said what about the Japanese with locks and the ones they put in concentration camps in U.S. and died? They got reparations. They said, well, thanks for hanging out. Spread, no doubt, Aboriginal American 2012. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Carl. People got to study, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people like at this point in time, this shit should just be like, you should understand it, you should already know it, and you should be working from yourself inside out. And when I mean working on yourself inside out, that means, you know what I'm saying, cleaning all the junk out, cleaning your body out, and getting your mind right and trying to fix some of the problems that you picked up along the way, man. That's what people supposed to be worrying about. Not everything ain't, oh, you ain't definitely gotta hate nobody, because you see, man, when most people you speak to, they know who you are. They just be waiting for you to say something. I ain't no African American. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? And people be like, nah, I'm a Indian, just to let them know, and then you could go further, you can expound upon it. So, like I said, man, you gotta let people know. Definitely, um, you definitely see how humble people really are once you tell them though. But nonetheless, though, man, hold on, so we can study. That's right. That's that's what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, the information is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff, man, we don't understand. It's a lot of stuff that we still trying to figure out. And there's gonna be more research that come out about the Americas, man. This is just the beginning, bro. There's more research that a lot of people haven't even touched on, man. So yo, man, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. I appreciate everybody coming through. Um, and like I said, man, try to stay, you know, I don't want to say sucker free or whatever, but just try to, you know what I'm saying, just keep yourself, man, because you see what happens, like when you try to expound or try to hook up with people, man, you see for the most part, you know, sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, try to vibe with people who got, you know what I'm saying, who got vibes similar to yours, man. So, you know, at least if you get an understanding, what is this all about? This is all about, first of all, we learning who we are, okay? And second of all, it should only be when you start getting feelings and all these things involved, and you ain't smart enough to say, well, dang, you know what? This brother ain't got shit to do with what's going on. I shouldn't even be saying, you know what I'm saying? But anything in that realm or whatever. That's what it's about, man. It's about being able to admit you wrong. But most people ain't got no mental compass to do that. So look, man, love and light to everybody in the chat room. Appreciate it. Be back Sunday. Do the time bill. This was just, you know, doing little Q&As, even though the Q&As was short though, but yeah, I mean, boom, we could do this. I don't have no problem answering any questions. So with that being said, man, shout out to all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. It's 2:45 where I'm at, AM, and I'm getting up out of here, y'all. So with that being said, I'm touching this one. Shout out to the Aborigines, North America. Love and light to everyone. Peace.